night. It was a perfect opportunity for me to play my Greyhawk animation of your map, and I did not have that set in my stuff and my
one button. Yeah.
Break.
Yeah.
You know, it upset me because we got so many Greyhawk fans, many of whom have not seen my show, but they know you, they know Jay. I should have shown it, and I just.
Oh yeah, but
it's okay.
Yeah, it's no worries from my side. Being exposed like I am in all your shows and on both channels, and now like half a dozen channels actually.
Long shot, can you hear us?
It's awesome for me.
I'm just checking to make sure someone can hear us. Hey, what's up, Dale? Can you guys hear us? Because, you know, Jay always doesn't set things right. Okay, good.
I'm glad that never happened to me, Jay.
I always forget something. And then, so, you know, because in XSplit, you got to, every time I put my headset on, I got to go in and manually change the driver out. And half the time I forget. So you can hear everyone else, but no one can hear me at the time, so.
Yeah, all of my real technical issues seem to have vanished when I got the Alienware, except of course with the Alienware itself. So.
Yeah, it blew up. I changed. I said earlier a couple other shit. I changed music on the stratagem ad because I was tired of getting those issues on YouTube. It's been trying to straighten out for years. So I was like, you know what? I told him I'm doing some of my own overlay on it, and too bad.
Yeah, that's fine. Like, I think that's a good idea. Like, I have the same problem with my Dragon Crafting Guild sponsor.
Yeah, because every time you got to silence it. You got to go back and
they automatically silence it for you, but they don't mess with the rest of the video. And I'm like, I'm fine with it. It's like super quick. It's like 10, 15 seconds. So my live audience gets to hear it the way he wanted to have it, and he wanted
yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Definitely. But you know, it's just getting to approaching 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So you know, which is I guess a follower on YouTube. So I'm getting to that point where I'm thinking about like, do I fill out that extra paperwork or not? You know?
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know.
And I was so excited about what you showed us the other day on the new maps and the stuff that you're doing with just increased terrain resolutions. And
it's coming. Texturing is coming, and I'm working on the surveying, meaning how do I figure out what the terrain actually looks like? That's post I'm working on. Then comes the whole texturing, because the maps basically look ugly because it's just the basic elevation information and where rivers are. And I worked on rivers and stuff to get rivers and lakes in place. So once we get into texturing it, then we put vegetation on it. Then we put it into QGIS in game engines and to make it look pretty, so to speak. So it's only like a quarter there to the final map. And the first one takes months to do, and the first one take like 6 months to do, and the second one would take like 2 months, and then it's starting to be more like a process. Everything is, I know how the workflow is, and then it's much faster. So once I worked for 5 years, I bet the last one I can do in 3 weeks.
Wow. And when you say, 3 weeks, 6 months, how many hours a day on average are you working on?
I'm thinking like a work week, 40 hours a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And for you, most of the support for this comes through the Patreon, correct?
Yeah, well, yeah. Patreon and commissions and stuff. So
yeah.
So I earn roughly about 20,000 on doing it. So.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I wasn't asking you.
I want to be more.
Anna's very candid on that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, because I come from a country where it's not things on that secret when it comes to stuff like that. I also want to.
Just get you to 60. I mean, I think the stuff that you do is just so incredible, and there's a lot of appetite for it out there.
Well, yeah, it is. And as soon as I get into game engines, because the key with doing the new generation maps is that I want the end user to be able to customize them.
Right.
I realize that I want to put a city there, I want to have a road here, I want to burn that area down, I have a demonic invasion here, and as soon as the end users can do that, I can provide the tools for that.
Right.
That's when the big.
We got John Birchfield and Anna on right now. We're just BSing behind the scenes as we're getting through. So to disappoint all of you, the highest purchase donator, which everyone knew was going to be Phantom, He already snatched up the gold Kickstarter for what you're seeing right now from Infinite Dimensions. Everything on here he will get in STL once that Kickstarter is released, because that Kickstarter is closed out. So, but they that was the big one. So, yeah.
Well, good for him, man. That guy's a gem.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, there's so many awesome people.
Well, thank you, Initiative League, for the follow there. I'll pop you up in the actual front page once we get there. There he is.
You know, that's actually smart, Jay. I didn't notice that. So you don't have your alert boxes pop up with your sponsor videos.
No, it's too much me, because it's too much. I just have on the main page, or if I have a map page, which I have up on Legends of Lore for a while, I'll put one in the upper corner. Yeah, yeah.
Because you don't want to really overwrite.
Yeah, yeah. And then with Streamlabs, I can just reactivate them manually myself and show them.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Initiative. Thank you.
Jay, what I want to win, I want to win this set, and you tell me I have to do it. I want to win this set, printed out and painted, and all finished by Build a Master Crafter.
Oh my gosh! So this is our first print when we have it. This arena, that's what we're getting first out of all of them, because I got some plans for that. We're estimating, this is an estimate, 2 weeks of printing just to get that printing of STLs, going 24/7. Yeah, we think it's going to be that long to print that out. So I'm hoping to have a second printer by then, but we'll see. So,
but honestly, I think for the level of painting and detail and the terrain work and whatnot, it wouldn't be a whole lot different timeline either. I mean, it's a lot of work.
Hey, Big Mac. Oh, yeah. It's but Bill loves doing it. So I did not have time, but he brought over the entire Joust setup for Gary Con, because that's all done. And Gamescape 3D did all that work. Wait, Casey, what are you doing hanging out on there? You're supposed to be on here.
Yeah.
Get on here. Because everyone wants to make fun of you.
Garden almost passed away.
Just finished dinner. Okay, all right, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, so a Gamescape custom made, we asked them to do all the tilt wall and all the setup, and then Bill built around it. So, thank you, Katana. And I got some small. I don't have final pictures, but my plan is once I tear down Glipdel, before I put up the train Thursday, I got enough time in my life, I'm going to try and get some really good pictures up in a couple days of the entire set for the Joust that Shorewin will be playing in.
That's exactly right. He's excited.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Can't wait. And also, Canadian Gamer and Cannibal have been invited by me, special VIP viewers.
That's awesome. I think I'm going to talk more about it when we get the shows and everything. You mentioned actually Canadian Gamer. That's one of the fun things for me about the open one-shot that I did, where some viewers won places on it and get to meet on video and play with the people that have been in my Discord and been in our chat. Yep. It was so good.
They'll be in the stands, Antiquitous? No, they'll be playing. They'll have characters. Now, there'll be characters in my campaign they're going to be playing, but there's also 4 general sign-ups in GaryCon. All right? So anyone can get that. You can sign up just like it's a normal adventure. So, all right, let's go to our entry screen here. Yeah, there are 4 general sign-ups for anyone to join. All right, let's finish this up tonight. Let's finish up a great long weekend. So,
I don't know what you're talking about, Jay. I just played a little D&D last
night. Of course, it could be. We'll make sure. I'll do some adjustments if I need to, because remember, I had to readjust from the other night show. So if I got to readjust, I will readjust the sound. I'm going to wait 10 seconds and I'll come on. So, as we're starting to get people on early here. It's cranking up. Always like that. By the way, this song is called Facing the Dragon. There we go. Awesome. Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? Hanging in there after a late night last night? I'm J.K. Lord Gazumba, and our guests tonight. We got others coming on, but hopefully, we got Casey Brown, the excitable, legendary Garn, and complaining Garn from last night. But we'll talk about that later. I'm just the wonderful Anna Myra, partner in crime,
Hello.
and from such a fantastic game on Friday night, John Birchfield at Blue Box RPG.
Hey, Jay, well, thank you. And although I don't know if Anna and Casey and I should be a bit offended the way you said, boy, hopefully we're going to have more people on.
No, let me rephrase that. I invited other people on, and they said I'll be on, and they are MIA. That's how I meant it in that terminology. How's the sound, everyone? Is it good now? Is it? If it's a little low, let me know, and I'll make some adjustments.
We'll
but
yep.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we're good here. So I never thought when we started this, and this was the third year, I never thought that we would almost quadruple the goal total that we did last year. It's close.
It's nuts.
Yeah. So Casey, if you all don't know, last year we did the Return of the Falcon series. We had 5 streams.
Awesome.
Yeah. Casey drove down from Boston to play in that game
5
at my
hours
house.
in a barely running vehicle.
Yes, and he stayed overnight. I was scared, but no, I'm just kidding. And Anna played in it, and we had a great time. And it's a shame we couldn't come in on this year. And we did $2,520 last year.
Yeah.
So I said, look, we're going to attempt to double that. And then when John came on right through the middle of John's stream, I said, and Rob and Phantom's typing all over the place. We're going to crush this. We're going to crush this, right, Rob? We're going to crush this. So I'm like, this is awesome. John's crushing it, right? We're going to crush this. So I upped the bar to 6,000, and thinking, let's make it a little attainable. And then we had a great next day, and then oh my God. We're at $9,500, and everyone's got to give themselves a round of applause. Just unbelievably
amazing,
unbelievably wonderful. So, John, what were your experiences? This is your first time doing this.
Yeah, I mean, wow, where do you begin? I have several things I want to say.
Sure.
Hopefully, when some of the other DMs are on, because I want to speak to a couple of them as well.
Hopefully, they pop on.
But yeah, Jay, for me, it was a phenomenal event. St. Jude is one of my favorite charities, and I've done some work to support them in the past. So it's so great to get behind a group like that. And I knew with the generosity of this community, I remember when you told me your goal was $2,500 and going into this, I laughed. Oh, ye of little faith. And we just have such great people out there that support your community and the broader, sort of old school Greyhawk and D&D community. So for me, it started watching some of the shows as I could through work on Friday. Hours and hours of prep, as you know, go into any of these streams, especially, every kind of stream takes time. Every kind of game takes time. Now, you can be a spontaneous DM, and I've done plenty of those kinds of games where you just sit down with a few players and you make stuff up on the spot, and that's still great D&D. But when you're doing the kind of stuff that we tend to do on Twitch, even if it's theater of mind, there's so much planning that goes into it, but then you get into minis and terrain and, XSplit and slobs and all of that to get it set up right. So, hours go into that. And then we had a fantastic session on Friday night. And as I mentioned,
there's Jimmy.
As I mentioned to you in the pre-stream, one of the first great parts of the experience for me was meeting several of the people that have been in our chats, in our Discords, some of the guys that I knew and gals that I knew through written or text communication, but I'd never actually seen them. I'd never met them on a Zoom call. So to have them in game and all the fun that abounded through that. And then it just continued through the weekend. I was up 2.5 hours later for Tim's stream.
Oh my God, so was I.
Crushed it. At 3 in the morning, my time.
Yeah.
I didn't even get tired. That's how well DM that game was and how entertaining all the players were. And then just watching every DM all through the weekend, culminating with an incredible show last night, and just seeing the generosity of our community. So many great stories, so many fun times. To me, it was exhausting, it was a blast, and it was humbling.
it was more than I ever expected. And I said, I'm going to say this multiple times. If I tear up, I apologize for being sappy. But at the end of the show,
was fun.
at the end of the show last night, I said, what, Jimmy? Like the 3 years almost, right? May of this year will be 3 years of streaming, and like all the bullshit and all the stuff, it kind of culminated in last night. Right, it was worth it. I mean, to raise that kind of money for the whole event was just, it was worth all the other stuff that goes on.
So it was a success. Is that what we're saying?
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Oh my god! And I don't recall ever finishing having Jimmy's late night Jimmy stream finish before me. Right, last night.
Yeah, we did. Well, I was trying to catch the into your show and right into it. We did that on purpose.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
The last like 10 minutes or 20 minutes or something like that. You came in and gave it the push at
the
the
lady
end.
said,
That was
please
perfect.
do. So
that's very cool. That was really cool. I really appreciated it. So I don't have exact numbers, but we had 3 hype trains last night. I think we raised like 4,100 during that time. Eric was unbelievable, and we had I think 7 raids last night.
Yeah, and there was so many
like,
hero points. Yeah, it was so many hero points that basically we could boost every die roll.
Yes,
no one was going to die last night.
Well, so that's a good story. That's a great story. Look at all those hero points. So
that's the ones I was keeping track of.
And we were talking about this in Discord and Greyhawk on Cannon Fire. Let's put this in reverse. Imagine whoever the president of WotC is right now, Wizards of the Coast, playing for 6.5 hours in a Pathfinder Rise of the Rune Lords fundraiser.
Yeah.
Think about that. That is what Eric Mona did last night.
Yeah.
He played a Pathfinder. The director of Pathfinder played in a Greyhawk-based D&D game for 6.5 hours, and I was just like, that was unbelievably amazing. What a wonderful person to do that.
Yeah, it was so good. Yeah, he was so amazing as a player.
I'm sorry, I got to disagree, Jay. I just can't think he came on to show off again. He makes all of us feel underwhelming as role players, and I think this was just his place to dance on our graves.
No, but it was so much fun, and he raised the whole bar. We all had to kind of shape up and do better, and it was fun.
I think this character is amazing in his role playing.
Oh it's so fantastic.
Yeah, that's true, Canadian. He's part of the past. I know. I'm just putting it in a little bit of perspective. You can understand. Trying to state that he's just a regular guy. You know what I'm saying? He's a regular guy.
He wants to play games just like we do.
Yeah, absolutely.
He happens to work in the field. So
all right.
To speak.
So the giveaway tonight, everyone, is a special one to celebrate. At least we're going to give away, and a lot of these are courtesy of Cannibal, Eridar, Troy. We're going to give away a $25 gift certificate to Reaper, a $25 gift certificate to Roll Troller Games, and a $25 gift certificate to Cold War Press. Okay. And then we'll see. So please sign up. All you got to do is exclamation point drawing. You got to be on to claim it. And yes, they're easy ones. I don't have to mail anything too. So they're good ones. So. Jimmy, you had a great stream too, man. It was great. It was fun.
Yeah.
It always is. So when it's for a good cause too, the bigger shows, you big boys, because and I'm glad I got to play with the big boys. Y'all had some serious games, and we got to kind of start off and on a little bit lighter note, and the group gelled great. The 5 of them that had never played together before, and we just kind of went through it and had fun. Just I've run a little bit more of a non-serious game just to start things off, and then you guys come in and the heavy hitters come in and knock it out of the park. That's how I look at it.
The torture at the beginning of my show set a heavy tone.
I think so.
Yeah, that was amazing, John. Yeah.
I was like, did he just like eat someone?
That was brilliant. I must say that I watched. I didn't watch Tim's game. It was a bit too early for me here on the West Coast, unfortunately. So it was like 1 o'clock in
You
the
missed
morning.
John playing. Hey, Johnny just went right
Yeah,
from right to the DM into
yeah,
playing.
that's the thing.
Wow.
But I saw
Yeah.
so many DM styles and technical solutions, from miniatures to VTTs and stuff, and they were all fantastic in their own rights. I think all the games I saw and all the DMing was fantastic in its own right, by far, so to speak. And both, for some of it for its technical excellence and its brilliance. And just look at Jay, who managed, what was it, 9 players,
9
an
players.
audience, the technical thing, and all that. Meaning that was an outstanding
Thanks.
thing. And John, you ran a drama adventure with deep, kind of cool. That was breathtaking to watch, so to speak.
With
That
a
was
little comedic relief with
exactly, yeah. But it
Disney.
came in, but it was serious and deep and tough, and you really dug
Thank
deep
you.
into it, so to speak. And that to me was that was really awesome
I
performance.
know.
Yeah. And Carlos had a kind of escapade into awesome DMing, where he was almost to the level of Eric Mona at times, but on the DM side of things, and he really kind of took things and yeah. So we had some there was so many awesome things done, and Jimmy, you did. Since you run the using VTTs and stuff, so it was more fast paced, a lot of laughs and fun, and also that you had players who didn't know each other. To me, it was like bantering like a game group that has been together for years.
The best group I ever DM'd.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. And
Wow.
well, Jimmy, I was really happy to see Armin playing. I mean, Armin is
Yeah.
We're going to get him something else. He was ecstatic about it, you know.
Great.
And
great.
yeah, so have somebody over that side of the coast. We may put him, see if I can twist his arm and put him to use for GaryCon too.
That's
So,
funny. That's funny, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you understand? Yeah, you're joking, right?
No.
I was like, what? Yeah. So Armin is in New Zealand. He's a U.S. citizen who lives in New Zealand, and he is running midnight Thursday night and Friday night against the Giants during GaryCon Greyhawk. And so and then Jeff Sears, Jeff Searcy, King Bashman, has to do the purple again. He has to dye purple his beard again.
He's gonna dye his beard purple. Because,
absolutely. We made our goal. We'll cover the Saturday night midnight. We'll have the late night crew, so we got the 24-hour coverage. So, but yeah, who you had a couple other people, Jimmy. I'm trying to think of that I knew.
I want to mention.
Oh yeah, Jeff in your game too.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Anna.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, when I mentioned the DMs, I want to mention Will.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, because he had an awesome game where there was a lot of voice acting and goofing off in some hilarious ways that was just fantastic. So he got off to running games. So that was another way of kind of, and he ran a really high level game too. So it was a lot of and a lot of fun, and VTT instead of miniatures, and it was so interesting to see both different technical solutions and different DMing styles and emphasizing different parts of the game, and that was so
That's
people
funny.
who followed it got super amount of inspiration, both from the players and DMs and on the technical side of running games.
Well, for the DMs, let me throw this out there. Because of COVID, I've switched my home campaign to Roll20, and I'm wondering now, as we see, well, I'm sorry, but that's what I'm using. And as I go back to my home campaign, let's say when all this we're able to do that, I'm wondering what skills did I pick up from VTT, that I improved on that I'm going to now use at the real table, and maybe vice versa. And so when I get to watch the different streamers, Jay doing it with the castles and everything, and then watching everyone else, doing VTT, I'm trying to absorb things, and I'm seeing. And so I just want to say thank you to all the DMs out there who are broadcasting their things, because that takes a certain amount of courage, first of all, to put yourself out there publicly, even if it's one person watching or 100 persons watching. So I just wanted to thank you all for that. But I wondered if you had any thoughts on post-COVID. Will you be going back to a group live and in person? Were you even doing that before? I know that's a little segue, but I was just really curious.
I mean,
Well,
you know me. I'm not a VTT guy at all, so
Right.
I'm staying the way I'm doing it. I know how to remote play tabletop, Casey. So I'm not making any changes. But
Yeah, you
Jimmy,
did that with Marco even before
yeah,
COVID hit, so to speak.
before we
Yeah.
were even streaming years ago. So, but
Yeah.
I'm going to tie that in with another question. Doc Shoulder asked a really good question. What do the DMs think they could do better for next year? I have an answer. So, anyone to handle that switching out when the pandemic's ending? Jimmy, you're going to stay the same, aren't you?
Well, yeah, I mean, because I started VTT, and to try to even come close to what you were, John and got, I don't got that kind. So and y'all have perfected that, and you go along with what Frank and them are doing. Also,
Yeah.
I don't,
They're okay, by the way, everyone.
man, knock yourself out. So
Yeah.
we'll stay VTT, and like with what I'm doing, as I keep talking about now, which will be the focus will be GaryCon going forward. We've talked about is that we will, we know people want to get back to the tables. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's where this started, and the feel and the public part of it, But he's we've talked with Luke, and he's trying to move forward with some of these other conventions is still keeping that virtual side. Since we've opened it up now, that's just all these more people that will now be a part of the convention and making sure we're taking care of them. So that's what Matt, Casey, and I are going to be doing going forward with Praetors and Rifts.
How about you, John?
Yeah, I'll take that one just real quick. I want to get to Doc Shoulder's question too. That's a great question.
It is.
We talked about that a little bit before we got live today. So I've stayed all my games are physical terrain games, but I have a game group on Sunday, which we've stayed physical. There were a couple of months there early on with COVID until, everybody had been sort of, was sure had vaccinated or, once I had it. And so we had a couple months where we were off, but beyond that, we've played pretty much every single Sunday physically at this table. And I've got 2 different setups. And then of course I've got the Greyhawk Awakening stream, which has always been all through Zoom. I've looked at the VTTs, and I think what people that use those do is amazing. I've watched I think a lot of, in some ways, more work goes into that than goes into the physical terrain setups, because I can throw a couple walls up and move some things around like this, and the orientations that you have to do in a Roll20 or a Fantasy Grounds, that's pretty cumbersome. You have to get really good at it. So for me, I don't really see that I want to move toward that. What I like most virtually right now are tools like D&D Beyond. The D&D Beyond interface and the character sheets and the interaction you have there. That I don't need that for my game table. I need that for all the other sort of mechanics of the game. I think that gives not only a great tool to the players, but I think it gives the viewers a little more interactivity with what they can see. What I am more excited about now, and to get Jerry's question, where I think I'll really start to, and what Casey as well, where I'll really start to go to more of the virtual stuff in my game is when I think the virtual tools get to the place where they actually offer me a better visual experience for the viewers than what I can currently do, and in a quick way where I can put them together. So I don't ever see myself going away from a physical table.
That was just John.
Yeah, he will come back again.
Well, at least it wasn't us.
Yep.
Well, I'll just tack on there. Like, you can use Sirenscape, right? Both in real life and digitally. Yeah. I used to try and use it at the table at home, and I'm looking away, and it's slowing me down. And now I feel like I have a much better grasp because I've been using it.
I'm trying to find John on here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but I need to say I used to use a basic VTT long before there was VTT. Back in the day, I actually
don't date yourself, Anna. No, don't do that.
Nope. Yeah, but I had a projector in the ceiling and used Photoshop and Illustrator and Corel Draw whatnot, and used Fog of War and sketched up maps and stuff. And I started doing that 20 years ago. And then when I moved here, I started gaming in person because there were so many gamers around. But now I have to thanks to COVID, and I wanted to start running my campaigns again. I switched to, so I use Fantasy Grounds. We'll see which VTT I will end up in because there are others competing for it.
There's a whole bunch. I mean, door's open.
But I kind of like it, and especially since I'm fairly skilled now at producing my own sketches of houses, villages.
Thank God it wasn't me, John. I thought it was the whole stream.
Yeah, please,
It was-
please
sorry about
continue,
that.
John.
We had like a power surge here.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Everything went out for a second. So sorry, everybody.
no, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, Mac. VTT is a game changer for people, far away players. I understand that 100%. All right, let me get to Doc Shoulders' question. All right, Josh, Pop, you win. Okay, so Josh is like my,
Don't humor him.
He's he's back here. I got 100 things going on, and Josh is just spamming Discord to me. I got overwhelmed last night. I could not keep up with everything going on. DMing and all. I could not keep care of the cheer. I couldn't the tiltify. I couldn't. I'm
It
going.
was an endearing way because everyone understood why you got overwhelmed. That was part of the show. And the way you were you were not overwhelmed because you were underprepared or underskilled or any of that. Exactly. It was simply because there was too much, and it was too much fun, and people piled that up, and we did as players too. And you responded, I think, in such an endearing, awesome way that it was just added to the fun.
That was it. That was it, Rob.
Yeah.
Screw it.
When Jay said, "Screw it, give everyone 5 stars."
Exactly. They was like, "Yahoo!" We got.
I can't keep up.
I also loved about it, Jay. I think it gave you a prelude to what you need to be thinking about in the next year or so, because you're going to see more and more like that regularly on your show. Maybe not exactly that level, but the current system, I don't think, will be sustainable as you continue to scale.
And as Tim said, we couldn't keep up with the chat. Those of us who were playing.
Yeah,
it was going. It was flying too fast. So to get our attention, you really have to use the tagging system.
Don't humor him, everyone. Don't humor him because he's going to come on and berate me. You're going to berate me, aren't you? Oh my God! Look at your hair. There we go, Josh. Welcome. Because he's going to come on and berate me. You're going to berate me, aren't you? Oh, I got to hear your sound. I'm going to stretch this.
Now you need to.
Josh.
Come on, Tech Guru.
Come on, Tech Guru. I hear that's you.
We hear ourselves.
We hear ourselves,
Oh
Josh.
yeah, you need to turn off the speakers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gosh, golly, didn't you tell me?
Man, amateur.
Yeah, tell me about
I
it.
didn't get set up or anything, but I have to represent here a little bit.
Yeah.
I was so excited because I'm always so jealous that Jay's always got like 50 things dancing around. He's got all these plates spinning, and I tried doing it with John's game, right? During virtual Greyhawk Con.
Yeah, we remember.
Where I'm like doing like 2 things, maybe 3. And Jay's always got it together with I'll be Discording him, I'll be messaging him in Twitch, he's answering other people in Twitch, he's watching the chat, and he's got the game going on, and I'm like, how does he always do this? And then after John's game, I was just like, what's going on? John was just sitting there going, oh, I'm gonna kill this guy. That it was such a wonderful thing for me to see that he finally couldn't keep up for a second, and it was just, and I know we all probably feel really positive about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was part of the positive experience when Jay would like, just give it and gave up.
It's a good estimate.
Yeah, that was so endearing. That was fantastic. Yeah.
But at the same time, you asked
awesome.
Jay, Jay, Garn, give him recitation and prayer. What's his to hit bonus? And then he can tell you right now.
But that's from being
But
at the
you're doing that for all the characters.
Yeah.
Live. Like I'm using my character sheet, hard copy, cheat sheet.
You knew all your
Jay is
spells.
telling you, oh, you got strength 1881 now. You're at +5, +7. Just boom, boom, boom. It's really impressive.
That's way off, Casey.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. A moment from last night. Okay, we'll do a lot of these moments. There's Dark Elf Drider females and there's Dark Elf females, and they all dispel magic multiple times when that group comes in. Now, I'm not rolling all these. Everything's gone, and there's dead silence. Like, all my buffs are gone.
That's one of my favorite tactics as a DM too. So I was just like, shit.
That's some of the sacrifices you have to do when you run a streaming game.
Yeah, right, Rob. Exactly.
You have to streamline certain things now and then. So and you have to forward these kind of moments when the group just go down and thinking about tactics and then start thinking, how should we open a door that takes like half an hour? That you can do in normal games. So you have to be more effective at times.
So that's okay. Garn just learned, keep bull strength, don't cast all of them. Keep one in reserve.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, Rich. I don't want to change my game. I got to change, so I have to have someone keep track of that stuff next year. That's my change, Doc Shoulder. I need someone to keep track of all that, not the in-game stuff.
And you had volunteers too.
Not the game stuff, the Tiltify and the cheers and that stuff for the bonuses of hero points or 10,000 turn-ins. That has to go off the table. That's my big learning point from that question. So
but
how about
hopefully with non-COVID, you can have an assistant sitting next. That
Will, you're welcome to come on, Will. I know you probably have a game, but you're welcome to hop on if you want.
I'll vacate this chair. I'll come back later if I feel the need.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Josh Pop, everyone.
Yay! Cheers time. Now you know what I look like. So for everyone who I gave villain points against, you know how to get me.
Talk to you soon, man. There you go. So that was a great point. Well, Jimmy, John, anything you'd change up? I mean, anything you've learned from these kind of events that you'd like to, you could improve on from that question?
Well, Jimmy's thinking. For me, you got a couple things.
Jimmy's.
I'm new to one shots. I'm ashamed. I've never been to a con. All I've ever done is play campaigns. From the time I was, 7 years old, I've just played in campaigns. So the art of the one shot is quite different, and it's actually something I had a Zoom session with Carlos Lysing before virtual Greyhawk Con to get some tips because he is so good at cons and at one shots. So I'm still refining that timing on that. I think that's always something I want to get better at. I think some of the setup and prep work could have been better, but I really liked the player interaction. I'd say I learned also a little bit. I like the way Tim on his stream, he did a better job of pre-prepping the players than I did for mine. And so I think, I did some pre-prep, but when I watched what Tim was doing, he crushed me. So I think those are the things that I really want to improve next time.
Yeah, but John, I think that depends a little bit on this scenario, because you had a scenario with doom and gloom when it started, and to shock the players a bit that way was probably part of the fun, so to speak, because you took it down to doom and gloom and then kind of rose up from there and put some comedy and stuff in it, and especially I really liked that. That appealed to me, really. Yeah.
Mike Disney, the look on Mike Disney's face at the start was
tuned in right when he's talking about you're naked in a cage, and I went, what?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want that visual. No.
So you just have to have a kind of a disclosure saying that whatever, awesome. Just play with it and so on. So they have to sign a kind of no protest agreement first, and then run with it.
Yeah, no, I was super careful though. I don't think I crossed any lines. But Jimmy, don't tell me you've never visualized Mike Disney naked in a cage.
Oh my gosh!
So
that was a lot of but that was it was well executed, so to speak. Yeah.
So we have a comment in the audience for Jimmy, and that comes from Phantom, and the comment was, "Remember your character player names."
Do I remember them?
Yeah, Were you remembering them during the game? You're like,
I don't. Probably, I'm missing something.
It's okay. Like I'm just saying, it's like, and you.
Rainier was my favorite. Rainier. I got his name wrong all night long.
Yeah,
I remember.
All right, so
my favorite name was the one that Tim gave me for my player in his campaign. I love Lohadai the Lacrimator, who makes the tears of his enemies flow.
Oh, that was for John? Oh, I'm sorry.
It was for John.
I apologize. Rob, I'm sorry.
They're making fun of me, Jay.
I'm sorry. I want to give a shout out as far as an audience watcher shout out, and he'll get another one later for something else. But Cannibal Eridar, he watched all 8 streams, all of it, and he slept when you and I slept, John, in between, and then he went through.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
That was that. Yep. And that's some dedication to the community there. That was definitely an awesome thing. So, what a
logistics! You guys pulled this off without was there any major blowouts this year?
Only losing, and what a shame, because Frank is such a calming person when it comes to running a game. I mean, you just feel so relaxed when you're watching a Frank and Ann game. And they throw a lot of humor in there, and they got good visuals. And he had a great storyline. Hopefully, we'll see him run that. It was based in the Lord Mill Mountains. It was really cool, and that just they couldn't do it because of the weather. But
Yeah, we got lucky. So.
yeah, Jimmy, I really appreciate you. I know you didn't have power, and I really, really appreciate
The
it.
day before.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right on with that. Like the Night Heart games, not only are they entertaining, I can use them for transcendental meditation. I mean, his voice is so sweet.
Oh yes,
Yeah, yeah.
Like Stuart said, I'm sorry, he took West. He's a D&D Bob Ross painting, you know, and that's true.
And
That's
also
true.
the camera angles and
There's
production
some pretty
values
little
are
orcs
just
over
well.
here.
fabulous on his streams.
Other big things. So when Saturday came, and I have the schedule up. I think it may be the original schedule. I'm not sure, but when that hole came, I immediately it's like, what the hell am I going to do? Okay, I don't want to have this gap because we had that the first year, and I didn't want to deal with that. So I said to Tim's like, you want me to move my time? I said, no, we're not going to do that. I said, you're staying where you are. So I got Carlos. I got Carlos on Facebook Messenger. I said, Carlos, can you do me a big favor? Can you extend your game an hour? And he's like, oh, no problem. So he went 5, and then I got Will on. And I said, Will, can you extend your game as long as possible? Right? Please, just as long as you can go until I can get on. And so he ran all the way he ran 6 hours. His game was 6, so that was perfect. Because I had to make sure Eric Mona could get on at the time. I hadn't even talked to him, so that was our only glitch, and that was caused by the weather. So
Carlos had an outing. Unfortunately, the last 5 minutes in his game, just when he was starting to wrap up, put like 2 minutes, and then he came back on again. And that was one of these internet kind of goes down occasionally. So that was just a random fluke. But apart from that, everything worked from viewing perspective perfectly. So everything else.
So I want to ask a Greyhawk question. Then Doc, you've got some great questions. I'm going to ask another Doc Shoulder question too. So how are you as DMs, and Anna, this is you too, and Casey, because what you do, how are you loving running Greyhawk in your games? We're going to start with the newest Greyhawk person, and it's someone else. Oh, look, there's a Thorn. Our Australian friend there, I believe, it was talking to me on Greyhawk Online, and he said, do you want to up this money a little bit? I said, sure. So there's another $50 that'll pop up. We'll be at $95.50. Thank you so very much, man. Really appreciate that.
Owen, man.
Jimmy, you are the newest Greyhawk streamer out of all of us.
What's the question again?
How are you liking it with your group? And
so the ladies, I should say, it's new to them too, even newer. And I've been keeping some things a little vague so that they have to try to, not trying to keep that carrot in front of them, but when I touted the beginning of the series and all that, I said it was going to be very open. And what I meant by that is there's a lot of lore. There's a lot to that world of Greyhawk. And I don't know it. I know maybe 10% of it, and have got, Google right up next to me on one of my monitors ready to go at it. And because I know if I do something wrong, which I have done, like I think there's 2 moons to the world. And I didn't say that in the very beginning. And boy, come through in chat real quick. And so, but we are enjoying it, and it's new. And I can correlate a few things between Sword Coast and through where we're at in the Sea of Gurnot, with what's happening with the slaving, what that storyline is going to be about. But we've taken a huge detour into it's now some pirating and all that's going to be taking place in the sea.
Awesome.
So they're gearing up for that. We had a sea shanty last night on the channel. There was a nice little module that was on the guild that I found that had some stuff in it, and they included this song, and we played it, and
that's
girls
cool.
were loving it. So but anyway, we enjoy it. But I have enough. I run a lot of modules, and I was like addressing what John was saying with one shots and talking about prep for what we were doing. For me, with all that was going on the first of the year, I have to run release stuff. It's just something against me is I have the time factor to do what y'all are doing of putting together that whole storyline in a time frame is going to work. I just don't have right now. And so what we ran, Finding the Road, we got through right under half of it.
Right.
And I expected it to go a lot faster. And it didn't, because we were just having fun and playing.
Perfectly
and
fine.
They were interacting with each other. And so I said, well, what we're talking about is we're going to get the group back together again sometime, and we'll let them finish it out.
That's
so they
awesome.
know what's going on. And then I can record the content, release it with the other half. But anyway, but the Greyhawk stuff, I know, and I have enough of it because we grew up on it. That's where we all started, at least that, showing the age here. And so I've got all that, and I've loved those modules from day one, and I've talked about it, and I've been dying to run them all. And now having Carlos's supplements also, which I don't want to give away to, I know a few of them are watching. I know Mandy's on there and a few others. I don't want, they're going to play into factor. And
that's awesome.
Weaving that all together now. And we'll see what happens. So, yep.
Very, very cool. Casey, let's do you next here. We'll go off stream, off Twitch. Because
Sure.
you're running a game at Ghost of Saltmarsh, right?
Yeah, I'm still running my Ghost of Saltmarsh home campaign in 5e. It's been going almost 2 years now. I think sometime around the summer we'll hit the 2-year mark. But we only play once a month, but we play for like 8 to 9 hours for each of those sessions. And I have 8 PCs in the party. And we have had 7 or more show up for all sessions as far as I can remember since we've started. So a large group, a lot of slogging combats because a lot of them are kind of new to 5e, or I'm a Bandit Kingdoms guy. I'm kind of being really mean with a lot of these combats, Adam. But the thing is, even though I'm using a prepackaged, the Ghost of Saltmarsh book, there's gaps, right? It's taking old adventures from Dragon Magazine and U1 through 3. And there's no adventures for like level 6, level 8, and level 10, if I remember correctly. So I've been having to homebrew content or find things and kind of pluck them in between. And Keeland is not my strength. I'm not Gary Holian, right?
Yeah.
I'm a Bandit Kingdoms guy. So I have made the bad guys the Iusians. And they're running around Keeland causing all kinds of trouble. And canon-wise, I justify this because somewhere, either in Against the Giants or in I Use the Evil, it says Lord Obme is wanted for murder in Keeland. Or something
the Ghost
like
of
that.
Saltmarsh also have IUs as so
well, they're right. They're briefly
president.
mentioned because of
Yeah.
the tiefling, right? She's the quartermaster and she sells cursed magic items. So I've tied her into a whole slaving network of Iusians in the region. And my PCs, who were like 6th level, just were running around chasing Obme through the town of Seaton. And this was all homebrew stuff I created
Cool.
to help fill in. And I'm working on a write-up for the Oath Journal for the town of Seaton. But the great thing about Greyhawk is that you can pick something and you like really identify with that part of it, or you really love it, and then you can just kind of build around it, incorporate, and then go explore. Like, I have no idea about anything about the Principality of Ulek, but I get
How
to
dare
play.
you?
For real. I have no frigging clue.
Despots.
About it,
Despots. Okay.
I couldn't even point to it on a map of Oerth probably, or the Flan S. But I get to have a great time playing in Jay's game. I'm very focused with the Bandit Kingdom stuff, but Ghost of Saltmarsh has allowed me to learn about some of the Keelan stuff. So for me, it's just great fun.
John.
Hey, so just real quickly, I want to comment on a couple of things the other guy said.
Sure.
Jimmy, you mentioned the shanty. I don't want anyone to think that I'm ripping this off. That is going to come up on my next Sunday Rune Lords campaign. They're in the Captain's Club in the dock quarters of Magnamar, and they've just stepped into this club, and I have a sea shanty that's going to happen in that episode. But I'm going to watch yours again just to get some ideas. Also, you mentioned that 1/10 and that there's a lot to it, and all of your new players are kind of getting to know it. I know a lot about Greyhawk, but compared to the people that are heavy in this community, I am an absolute neophyte. And I try not to let that intimidate me. So I take what I know, I roll with it, and I like your style, man. You say one moon, well, hey, the other one was just behind the clouds. And I'm fine with that. But what I loved about that most was, I think it was Stella was on last night. And at the beginning, you could just see her eyes glazing over as all the systems and processes were being talked about. There's even a point at which she, just in the most pitiful tone, leaned down and said, "I'm so confused."
She did.
As a way to reassure her. You watch the clip. Jay stood up, walked over to his shelf, and started showing his reams of color-coded files and documents as a way to reassure her not to be confused. I thought that was fantastic.
Thank you.
I think, Casey, your style is very much like mine. I do use a lot of pre-gen content, so I don't run so much. I think it sounds like Jimmy's a little more strict with the module structure, but I'll have my ideas, things I want to do, and then I'll go find stuff that I can pull in and rip off and duplicate and then modify. So I'm not generating everything from scratch. Running Greyhawk, I love running Greyhawk. I've talked about this before on Jay's show and also on my Lore Masters Arcanum. There's just so much rich content. It's really in the style that I like. This is my favorite kind of D&D. To me, it holds to the truest form of what the game was coming out of the mid 70s and old chainmail and all that it was. And so I love all of that. I love the rich lore that we have to pull from and so much content. And I've talked about this. I've seen young players new to the game who've never played 5e, and I pull them into the game and I teach them 3-5 with a little 1e, and I introduce them to Greyhawk, and they pick it up quickly and they love it. And I just think it's a fantastic setting.
Well, like I said, it's so fleshed out.
Yeah, you got so many things you can like. And I've had them. They've been mostly around the Lort Mills, and of course they started off in the typical Verbabonk. But I did the one shot in Greyhawk Con where they had been transported over into the dry steppes, and they experience that, and you have the rich sort of flora and fauna everywhere. There's so many things to do inside the Greyhawk world.
Plus, take it one step further. John and I share a lot of information, and I've gone, we play the characters are there's character crossovers, which is really cool, and that really I think adds to both streams.
I was getting ready to say there's enough of we'll say the old schoolers that we can come to say if I had asked a question, and I'll get the Bible from y'all then. And there's no, you don't know this. What the hell are you talking about? Why are you running this? It says here's what you need to know, so
absolutely
openness of the group. So, yep.
Anna is doing now. I want you to picture this. I know Nagoya, I saw you on.
Oh yeah.
6 sessions.
Yep.
And the characters are still 0 level.
Yeah, they're still in a village. They haven't left. They've been outside the walls once. They've been a few hundred feet away from the village. They basically, it's winter. It's behind Iusian lines, and they're stuck in a village, and they might freeze to death, and they're still level. They don't have much equipment to brave for it out in the wilderness. It's scary, too scary. So they're staying with what they have, so to speak. So
are they role playing farming? What have you done for 6 sessions?
Well, it's kind of it's we go through every. Well, what the characters are doing is they're trying to learn things. They want to get a level, and so I developed the system of so they can work like 8 hours a day on trying to learn something. And so they work on getting more and more of the features, so to speak. So they learn weapons, they learn some skills and stuff like that. So and then there are things that happens in the village to upset them. And yeah, I used the Pathfinder 2 system now. Yeah, I 3.5 was the mainstay for many years, and then when PF1 came, it was kind of natural to move to PF1, and now I want to try PF2. So this is the first, and so far I kind of like it. So yeah. So it's kind of, but I run very, very sandboxy games, meaning, and also for me, for the last 15 years, at least almost the last 20 years, I've used my running games as part of my research, meaning if I map an area, I was like, okay, I come up with all these kind of cool, interesting things to do with it. So I realized that, well, I take that research and run a campaign for a few years when I'm in that area. So I ran the kind of Furyundi up in, the whole area against Ius and stuff. I was mapping the core regions from the Wild Coast up to Furyundi and stuff. That was the first I did like 20 something years ago when I started mapping. And then I ran a couple of smaller one-shots here and there, like shorter campaigns, 5 to 10 sessions. And then when I moved to California 10 years ago, I was starting to map the eastern side, the old Great Kingdom and stuff. And I realized this is dynamite. There's so much cool stuff. So that's when I conjured up a campaign based around Rel Devon and the post-war era with all that, the struggle for who's going to run the former Great Kingdom area afterwards. And that went on for over 5 years. And we were probably up to 70, 80 sessions or something like that. So that was a lot of fun. And that was the first time I really it was a bunch of players. It was not the same player. I didn't have a single player from the first year into the last year. There was some people with the military, so they came and went, and we have changed locations because the game store closed and stuff like that. So, but there was one, and it was kind of funny. There was one paladin that was central to the story, and that actually 4 different people played over all the 5 years, and eventually we had to drag him around like an NPC. So we almost laughed at the end, but they taught me, first of all, how to run games in English, which for me was new to begin with, and then it kind of got me into what I'm trying to say is that Greyhawk, the setting is more essential for my games than probably the rule system in a way, because the rule system had changed, but the setting has been the same. And so I don't run any pre-made modules or anything like that. I simply read the stuff and get inspired and write up my own things. And it's very sandboxes. The players can go in any direction, and some of them have become evil and gone around marauding the countryside, because I always try to tempt the players to become murdering hoboing or get outraged and then run around killing whatever, and then become a part of the problem. So picking
you have to tempt them to become.
Oh yeah, well I tried to tempt them, and so they have to restrain themselves.
Do not have that problem.
And the Shieldland lands of Ayus, yeah.
Oh yeah, so we have so there is so I try to, and I always try to do things differently. Meaning, one adventure I started with the boss fight, the big boss fight we started with, and then we moved on from there. And this time I realized that instead of being in a good spot and then ending up in the evil spot, let's start the evil, and then you have to work your way out from it, so to speak. So I often turn things upside down, so to break the kind of the normal standard mold for how adventures supposed to be. So I try to do it, and awesome. I basically run games for my own privilege of having fun. I just hope that my players are having fun too, and they seem to come back again.
If none of them have quit, then absolutely, right? If you haven't, I mean, you're really putting them through the ringer. That's awesome.
I try to, and it's a way to help me in my mapping and stuff and world building. So running games is part of the world building, and
that's awesome.
All right, so we got John for only about another 10-15 minutes. So I wanted to what Doc Shoulder has this question. Next year's fundraiser, what tying up theme? Has anyone thought of it yet? John, have you thought of something?
No.
It's too early.
I haven't. I'd like to, though. I mean, I'd be happy to be part of the process.
Yeah, I mean, I've chosen them all myself so far. We did Orb of the Dragonkind first year. We did the Return of the Falcon last year, and then we did Underdark Uprising this year. So we'll think of something, because I know us hardcorers on Cannon Fire would put me through the ringer if I put them involved in that process. So I can't, because they'll throw me through stuff I don't even know what they're talking.
As a player, let me ask. How much coordination? I think I asked you this last year too. How much coordination did you do with the other DMs on their stories?
This year, very little.
Right.
Last year was a lot.
The theme was, and that was it.
Last year was a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A lot.
I thought
I
noticed a difference when I didn't get to watch all the streams in their entirety. I'm unpacking a house we just bought 3 weeks ago, so I'm looking forward to catching the streams in the background while I'm working over the next week or so. But I thought I noticed. I was like, if Carlos is having Gith players and a Red Dragon player, which, by the way, that's amazing, and I'm super jealous. I'm like, how is this going to tie into Jay's? Like, I hope these guys show up and we get to fight them or something.
Yeah. We went heavy metalish this time. We just jointed it a little bit. It was just with 8 streams. It was 9 streams before. It's too much, really.
You need a Feige. Yeah, and that's where us Living Greyhawk guys can step in and help coordinate that kind of thing.
We'll see about next year and what direction it goes, but we're definitely going to do it again next year.
You should reach out to Eric Menge.
Eric is a genius when it comes to that stuff. Absolutely.
Right. Exactly.
So, Tickler just asked John, how long to come out of the drow role? Did you find?
Yeah, they asked if my family recognized. Yes, if my family recognized. I think our family cat might be strung up outside somewhere, but other than that,
my gosh. Yeah, that was awesome. Everyone, I'm so glad you had a fun time. What let's John, what comment? I know you got to go soon. So what comments would you have about what's been going on and what's coming up for GaryCon? I mean, it just can't imagine.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's going to be fun. Gary,
Because the coordinator's right there. One of them's sitting right next to you, Jimmy Duffy.
I am so excited for Gary Con.
I saw that.
I've got 4 campaign streams plus my Lore Masters stream, which is more of a Gabbin style stream. And 2 of the 3 streams are actually bringing Greyhawk Awakening directly to Gary Con. So it'll be my normal Greyhawk Awakening crew. It'll be within the flow of the story, although I'm sure I'll have some tweaks and whatnot for the con. And then 1 is going to be another open stream like I did this weekend for the Underdark. And my players are excited. I still haven't identified all the people that will be playing in the one-shot, but a lot of the folks that are in the channels, they want to be playing in these one-shots.
And that Gary Con sign up in TTE, they got to sign up, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and then, my other comments would just be, I want to say thank you really to primarily 3 groups of people. I think what we did this weekend on behalf of a fantastic charity was absolutely stunning. And I think it sets the groundwork to see this just continue to grow. And while we had a great time playing D&D, I think what we did was amazing. So thank you to the community. Thank you to all of the people that gave. Thank you to all the people that were in the chat. Hey, if you weren't able to give, but you were just able to be with us and support and be in the chat and encourage, you made a difference. And so to the community, I want to say thank you.
Absolutely.
Then I want to repeat my thank you to all of the DMs. I thought the content was fantastic. I confess I did not watch all 8 streams. I'm not geared and wired to be able to do that. But everything that I saw, you did have this variety of styles and systems and VTT and different DMing personalities. And the fact that it wasn't super coordinated, to me, was part of the charm and the interest of this, because there was such a panoply of variety. I think it made it really, really cool. Also, so many of these DMs, and I'm sure I could say this about all of them, but I haven't had a chance to get to know all of them on a personal level. But if I just take a look at Carlos Lysing and all that he has contributed to the community, I ran his module at the virtual Greyhawk.
Whoops.
All my NPCs for the Underdark Uprising, that Friday night session, all these were designed by Carlos Lysing. And he is pumping great content into this community. You look at the ever mysterious Tim. He is giving me new and creative ways to kill players.
I like it.
Tim will probably be coming in your spot right now. So
yeah, these vicious crit tables. And in fact, I was a little disappointed with Tim. He sent me his fumble tables and his spell crit tables, and they were kind of nerfed. I said, man, these don't hold up. These got to be more deadly. We'll see how he responds. And then you have such you look at Anna Meyer, even though she wasn't a DM, but her fingerprints were all over so much of the content that happened this weekend.
Yep.
And we all owe her a debt of gratitude. So thank you to all the DMs. So firstly, to the community. Secondly, to all the DMs and content creators. Thank you. And then lastly, to Jay. Jay, I sent you a message today. I'm not going to say all of it, but you, my friend, are an absolute rock star. Everybody, when I first got to know you, I understood the legend of the guy with 41 years of campaign, and how that was sort of your brand. But then as I got to know you more, yes, it's the tabletop stuff, but also it's the incredible level of organization, which we've talked about here tonight, and how you just put so much into your craft. So then part of your brand with me became, this guy, you can't outwork him. You can't message him anytime that he doesn't get back to you within 30 minutes.
Yep.
You can't hit him with too much. He is always in it, always making it happen. But then as I've watched him continue to grow, I see how he's improved the channel, the stream itself. He's got better visualizations, better graphics. His terrain is always getting better. He's expanded with more and more sponsors. And then I watch him pour into the content creators and other members of the community. Jay is never jealous with his time. He's never jealous with his viewers. He's never jealous with the limelight. And so, Jay, to you,
thank you.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you.
Very nice.
Yep.
That's very, very
Here,
nice.
I agree with every word.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's humbling. It really is, John.
Right.
I mean, I'm so glad you're part of the community. I'm so glad you're all part of the community.
Yeah.
So we're having fun, and that's part of it. And we did something for good. Just I've had people go, "You raised how much?" I was like, "Yeah, it's just it's we all did it. We all did it. So, and then John, I know you have to depart here, but thank you for everything, man. Thank you for such a great show, and we need to do our next. When I hop on your stream on a Tuesday night with one of the characters in the campaign coming up soon. So
I can't wait.
Yeah.
yeah,
All
we
right,
gotta
take
do
care,
that.
everybody. Have a
All
great
right, John.
night.
We'll see you
Good,
soon.
John. Good chat,
Bye.
John.
So, the ever mysterious Tim, if you want to take his place as planned, please do. So, some things. Let's
Now,
talk.
Tim's coming on.
Yes. Well, Tim was the DM. Ha ha. So, yeah, because I'm sorry, I don't know what happened to Chuck. Chuck was planning to come on, but he may have had something come up. So,
Yeah.
let's talk about the audience for a second. Okay, bear with me. I won't say dollar amounts, but I want to talk. I want to go out and just tell you that here are the top 12 people who really made this really, really special. Okay, so Rob, Phantom, New Jersey, NJ. Everyone knows Rob, right? So top contributor, fantastic. And then we have Cannibal, Eridar, Troy. Everyone knows Troy, and all the gift certificates tonight are courtesy of Troy too. Troy's so generous, and so he was.
Nice.
And note that Rob got the gold Kickstarter package for Infinite Dimensions because he has a 3D printer. Beautiful. Troy took one of the two Horror in the Hole signed copies of Carlos and me. That was what he chose as his complimentary gift. Okay, so I'm working my way down the list, everyone. I'm going as quickly as I can. Third, Josh Pop Zarathon, and Josh was just on. So wonderful, Josh. Josh's gift took the second Horror in the Hole signed copy from Carlos and me. So they're gone. Sorry, but those are out and gone, and that was really humbling too to see that people wanted those. This next one I may need help with. Here comes Carlos. Carlos is hopping in. All right, awesome. Carlos, you must be at
Hey,
work.
Carlos.
Carlos,
Hey,
we were
guys.
just talking about how these went already. Both of them, the signed copies, gone already
cool.
as gifts. Absolutely. So thank you for getting them to me quickly. I really appreciate it. They're coming out to everyone who pre-ordered them. So
That's all Amanda right there, not me. But thank you. I'll take the credit.
yeah, absolutely. Oh, hey, you're the one to put it together, man. It's so fantastic. But we were just talking about what a great, you stepping up, Will stepping up, adding in that extra time, and having such a great stream. And Casey, what'd you say about the Carlos with the players and the characters? You just had said something about you were hoping
the
you would see
GIF and
that.
the Red Dragon. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I got to go back and watch the replay because I want to play in every D&D game. That's just basically me. But I've never gotten to be like a Gith or, I've been the Red Dragon Morgenstaller during Living Greyhawk.
Okay.
So I was like, this is awesome. And then I was hoping that they would show up as the villains or something in Jay's finale. Some sort of crossover so that like the Red Dragon, because I want Garn to go toe to toe with the Red Dragon in Jay's campaign.
I
I
should
want
have
him
thought
to
of that. We could have coordinated that. I didn't even think of that.
Casey got slapped down by a little drow chick with a
Hang
tentacle
on,
rod
hang
last
on,
night.
hang on. Point of order. You know how many hit points Garn has? Garn has $400 worth of hit points. Because that's what it took to drop. And Garn got dropped to 6 hit points. He didn't even go unconscious from
And then you were down to
DMOU812 or DM
Well, and you spent,
875309.
exactly. They
donation.
spent 10 special hero points.
It was 23, right? Wasn't it 23
it was like a whole bunch
over
of
the
them,
2 rounds?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
amazing.
Yeah.
It was
Right.
so much fun. That was hilariously fun.
I do need some help, and we'll get to the next one. City Guard of Hebron. He was the person who said they were from a specific stream or group, and he cheered a certain amount on John Blue Boxes. Does anyone know him? I whispered a message into the Twitch. I haven't gotten a response yet, but I want to make sure that I give him the courtesy of giving him one of the initial gifts. So if anyone knows that person, please help me out there. And Yes, and then we'll continue because DM, that person's next that we're talking about. We'll talk about that a little later though. DM 221532 Dave. He was very proud of himself in the campfire chat today. It was awesome. Which we were talking about it. So Carlos, thanks for coming on, man, and hanging out with us.
Oh, no
all of us.
problem. I can't stay very long.
I understood. I know you're at work, so
Yeah.
what would you like to say about the event?
It was a great time. I'm just kind of sifting through the fallout of my particular event, and I'm trying to feel like a human being again. That stream was scheduled at such a time that usually at 8 o'clock I'm about ready to go to bed, and by the time I went at 1, I was a zombie, and I really haven't recovered since. I start work every day at 6:45 at night, and I woke up at 6:30 today. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah, I made it in time, but I only live 4 minutes away from where I work. But I'm kind of numb right now. So it's hard for me to really think too much. But I will say this: I had a great time. The players were great. The scenario was better received than I thought. I didn't think that it was really anything special. And
Nice.
everybody's like, "Oh wow, cool psionics, GIF, cool stuff." And I was really pleased that people seemed to think it was unique and fun.
Can you please elaborate a little bit more on the connection you have with Jimmy? Both you two talk about what we were saying, some things that are set up for Carlos in your adventures you're doing now, Jimmy.
So, Carlos knows that I've got, his modules.
Okay.
I don't want to say them because they would reveal.
Okay.
Two of my players may be lurking.
Yeah, Mandy. I saw Mandy.
So, yeah, she was. She may have hopped off, but
Okay.
anyway. When Carlos talked about it a little bit, and I'll be swinging back around once we get closer to that side of the world and what's going on. But yeah, I thought that was a storyline, and I liked the way he took the modules, and I kind of knowing it was going to be female oriented, the group. Let's go after female. Let's take that female thread and keep going. So that's what we're doing. So
that's cool.
Very, very cool. Good to hear. And that's what I love about this community. Everyone's tying in. So Rich, if you're on, Rich on the Towel said to me, everyone contributes in their own little special way, and that makes the sum much greater, right?
For sure.
So Carlos, while we have you here, I'll make Tim wait because he can stay on as late as possible there. So, any other comments about stuff coming up or stuff you're excited about?
Well, I last night, my GaryCon virtual GaryCon module was approved, or the story was approved. So
great.
Anybody who wants to sign up for it, it's called the 9. It's pretty.
Josh, can you link it?
Interesting. What's that?
I asked Josh Pop to link it in chat. He can link. He can go into TT and link it right in because absolutely.
Do we know when signups go live for GaryCon?
March 8th, March 9th.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I told everybody before on an earlier Jay show that it's going to be this module is going to be supported with some interesting, possibly some interesting stuff. So I'm really excited about that. Let me think about it a little bit more. I think that's pretty much it. I'm working on that. I'm working on my my Patreon stuff as per usual. I've got a couple other projects in the works right now that I'm kind of tinkering around with. But besides that, that's where my focus is on the 9 right now because it's so important. And I know Tim has a big military background, so he may find some interest in this. My title of choice for the 9 was inspired by the movie The Big Red One.
Oh, I love a great movie. Great lead.
Where I remember as a kid thinking when I saw the title of the movie, I was like, The Big Red One. What's that mean? Is like Clifford the Big Red Dog or something like that. I don't know, but and so the title always stuck in my mind. And where the 9 actually refers to the 9th Division of this military unit. So I always thought that was kind of a neat thing. So that was the inspiration in that.
If you're going to be one,
we had a general.
Might as well be a big red one.
Exactly.
So we had a question out in chat, Doc Shoulder and Carlos. Next year's fundraiser, a topic We've done it, or I know it's early. Order the Dragonkind. We've done the Falcon. We've done Underdark Uprising. I mean,
You're so funny to think I'm ever going to do an event like this again.
Hey, Carlos, the 4 o'clock slot doesn't seem that bad anymore, does it?
Yeah.
Oh man.
You know, Jay Carlos is going to get busy signals from all of us.
Oh man. That was a brutal. That was brutal for me, but it's hard for me to even think that far ahead.
I know. Just I wanted to entertain that.
I mean, for me, I like doing stuff that hasn't been done before.
Exactly.
That at least for me that I haven't done before. I remember that Rich Longitellis was telling me the other day when we were. I was giving him the locations for all the modules in the finesse. He's like, you can always just look in at the map. Sorry about that, guys. I forgot my phone. You can always just look at the map and see where you haven't done stuff before. And I thought to myself, yeah, it's a pretty good idea. There's this huge, wide area in the Great Kingdom where I've never done stuff before. So that's why I've set the 9 where I did, which is just a little bit north of the Sea of Medigia. Yeah. So, but besides that, my major interest is doing stuff that's not really the area hasn't been represented very well before. So doing stuff like that's why I did something at Mona Land last for my own stuff, and I'll do something like probably in maybe the Medio Jungle or maybe in the Bakunish lands that I don't feel are really represented very well.
I have an idea already. So
okay.
And it ties in a little bit, not all, a little bit with the Legends and Lore for this week, and that is sea-based campaigning.
I'm totally deep into a sea-based thing right now myself.
Maybe something like that. Maybe we go on pirates. We go on an adventure in the seas. Something. I'm throwing it out there, seeing if it sticks to the wall.
I mean, that's not currently my area of interest, but that doesn't mean it won't be by the time something rolls around.
Yeah, we go. Yeah, we're. Thank you, Zombie. You like that idea? So yeah, we'll throw that out. I was like, oh my gosh, that may be cool. So, but
I'll tell you what. If I had a vote, what it would be. And Casey knows I've played around with this a little bit before, but it's something that I would really like to revisit, especially in context of a major get-together like this. Would be the Land of Black Ice.
Mm-hmm.
I would be interested in having the whole posse do something based on Blackmoor, Land of Black Ice, that kind of thing. I think that would be pretty cool.
So we didn't have to chain it in for 8 or 9 streams or however many. Maybe we'll have 3 days next year. Oh my God! I better not say that.
Man, that's cold.
Full convention.
How about fantastic adventures or something? Fantastic locations.
That'd be fine too.
Or something like that.
It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
I'm just, if I had a vote, that would be my vote at this very second, sitting here with
legendary locations in Greyhawk, like something.
Legendary.
Yeah, or something. Something
You
like
could
that.
just go and grab choose your best favorite adventure and run it in whatever edition that you run. If you wanted to highlight something for greatest Greyhawk adventures, run against the giants, but not.
We'll figure it out. I'm just throwing it out there now, just because I know you say you'll never do it again, but my gosh, we need Carlos.
Talk to him after he's recovered.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, after what I went through last night, you saw Carl. I couldn't keep up, and we were talking about it earlier. I couldn't keep up with what the hell's going on. I'm like, it was insanity last night, and
I think you need a support staff.
Yeah,
like that,
yes, he does.
He told me he needs an accountant just to keep track of all that, all the bits and coins and pluses and scores.
Well, no, I never said that, Tim. I mean, as far as converting to hero points, right, and all our systems and stuff, because it's just like and it was funny. Yeah, everyone gets 5. I've had I can't keep up, So that, but yeah. So
I think you'll have to streamline in the future. Just every time you hit, I don't know, $500 on the donations, whatever the math works out to. That way, you're not continually telling us Anna, you have
Yeah.
7 and 6. Casey,
Yeah.
you have 8 and 5. You just say, okay, we just got another $500. Everyone add 1 and 1 or whatever it is to help streamline that for you.
Jimmy's an expert on this and is on tech too. So can you just I'm sorry, Carlos, whenever you need to depart, that's cool. I understand you're at work. Man, if you got a bolt, but Carlos too. Carlos and I came in not knowing crap about how to do this stuff, about how to stream. Right, both of us. We learned basically on our own. We're like, I don't know what I'm doing. But Jimmy, you kind of knew what you were in computers and you've been IT your whole life, so you kind of knew what. Tell the audience to get started and do it right. What are you looking at? As far as
You talking about tech wise,
to take money into just a basic money and tech. If you can play a game in Discord, what's it take to step up one more spot and stream it and be decent at it?
Well, that's going to be an amalgamation of not only the machine that you're running on, but the webcam too, of getting some, there's tons of videos out there already that are on YouTube that will give you the layout of the land. Money helps. And so, let's just get real. I just happen to be able to, because yes, I run my own IT firm, and I spent over 10 years in the production business, film and video business too, where I met my wife and all that. So I had two industries that I knew very well, and I was able to mash them together and knew how to set this setup that I'm sitting in front of and try to make myself look nice, which takes a lot of work. But the main thing is going to be those first initial equipment that you get, whether it's not only the mic, but the cam, but that machine. We still have players that want to play, but they don't have the hardware. And that gets frustrating because, especially on the Fantasy Ground side, it is an app that's running instead of where a Roll20 is a web-based. So there's some different processes going on in the background there. Roll20 doesn't have as much as the learning curve as Fantasy Grounds does, so it's easier to jump into and start using. There's no doubt about that. So I think that's where it really going to. But if you're really going to make this jump, you better be prepared for time. That's such an open-ended question.
I understand, and but see, this is what I want. This is why I'm going here. You guys are going to think I'm crazy, Carlos. Our lives are much more rich now for what we're streaming our games. I mean, I'd say, do you agree with me on that? Like, it's opened up other doors, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's,
absolutely.
It's definitely helped my company with our modules for sure.
Absolutely. And we knew nothing to start out. So I know there's a lot of people who want to get involved in that, and the community's about to explode with a lot. Like Wu-Tang, thank you for all the gift subs. He's streaming his Greyhawk Tales every Sunday morning now. So we got another streamer that has Greyhawk content. So I know there's going to be other people. I'm just saying, if there is, you have to make these commitments if you're going to do this and do it right. Because in order to get involved, you have to do it right.
Yes.
Yeah, right. And the one-word answer is yes, because you got to get to affiliate. You got to maintain that. You got to know what you're doing, because it's not that simple. But once you get it down, you know me, I press the wrong button all the time. But that's kind of comical. But there's things you can do. And I'm not a rich person. Carlos is a rich person. We have our base setups that work for us. So Carlos, a quick question would be: what would you upgrade? What would you get if you could next to help you out with your stream?
For my stream, I would say I would. I have kind of a usual suspects list of people that I game with. I would mostly ensure that their equipment was better. To be honest with you, because
that's a good point.
Because a lot of times what you find out is, you get people that want to play with you, and they're not professional streamers. They have no necessity to have top tier equipment or even anything super functional, really. And so, they sound like they're broadcasting from Mars, maybe, or they're grainy or whatever, and as a result, they I don't know. I think it sometimes if you have so much of that going on, it'll really it kind of degrades the quality of your stream to some degree. And the thing is, a lot of these people are great gamers, and you don't want to tell them, "Hey, listen, I don't want you to game with me because your tech sucks." But by the same token, you got to remember you're trying to put forth a product, online that looks and feels like something semi cogent. You're trying to get your audience into it. It really breaks the immersion sometimes when they're not up to snuff, so to speak. But for me, that's one thing I would do. And the other thing I would do is I have a beautiful desk at home. It is poorly suited for streaming. It's very closed in places. I could put my ring lights in better places. I could do all kinds of different stuff with placement that I think would be better if I did that. So that would probably be the thing I would upgrade. Is I would probably upgrade my desk, and maybe I would get a decent green screen.
Cool. And you brought a great point. And Anna, do you have any of those issues with your game, like with people cutting in and out? It's really frustrating.
Yeah, I have people with bad internet connection. They want to say, "Oh, I don't have a good laptop or a good computer." They're sitting in places where their family have to run around screaming all the time in the background, and there are issues like that you run into, and they're okay for a game you just run for the players. Then you can have a standard that is you can accommodate much more. But if you run it for people to watch, then all of a sudden you need to be much more selective in the people that can play, because they need to. And a lot of people have Wi-Fi connections, and then every minute or two, if they talk for more than 5 seconds, they're cut because the buffer is up, and you have all issues like that. So there's a whole bunch of issues like that comes.
Yeah, what you're saying, Anna, I think that's the point, because in the growth of our channels, first we were just playing some games and we're running and we're learning. I just wanted to DM and use the software in the background, but now our channels have evolved and are evolving to a different form of content. Yes. And so you have to decide, what am I trying to appease? I don't want to run some games and be the DM and just have people play, or am I trying to put on a show? And when you put on that show, your whole tech issues, all those things, there's more considerations that you have to put into play, and not everybody's going to be able to play. I can't appease everybody. I can't make everybody happy. So I'll have a game over here running that's not like I did for our game. We didn't do cams. I didn't want to go through all the tech issues with all that and getting them all set up. So I did one of my old standbys, and we just used Discord, and it worked great. I didn't, but for some of y'all, when y'all are doing the big tabletop stuff, or Carlos, you're wanting the visual interaction, then y'all did great, but you have to know what your end product's going to be, and then that will determine what you're doing.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
And I have to now praise all of you streamers, because I've wetted my foot, because I started Legends and Lore Show with Mike, and so I know a little bit about streaming. And the interesting thing is I have all the equipment for it. I have a couple of $5,000 PCs that are beefy as hell. I have 4 huge monitors and a good internet connection, the best money can buy in this area. And funny enough, photography is one of my other hobbies. So I have 2 DSLRs and all the lenses and stuff like that you can have. So and even lights and stuff. So I have all the equipment, and I've done it for a little bit, so to speak. But I realize how much work goes into it. So and also it not only work, it takes talent and skills and stuff that I don't really feel I'm having to be fully honest. So I'm that's why I love to piggyback on you guys and come in and help you, and then get some a little bit of the share in between, so because it helps me with my mapping and being a content creator. So but I must really emphasize all the awesome work you're doing as streamers, as apart from all the other cool stuff you're doing. So it's coming from I have experience in it, and I know how to deal with a lot of this tech and all that. So I know how much work it is, so to speak, to do it. Yeah.
Please show off, Jimmy. So that is the penultimate setup.
Lady and gentlemen, I'm about to freeze, and I heard running water never freezes, so I got to run.
Carlos, thank you.
Carlos. Yeah, thank you,
thank you for coming on, Carlos.
Thanks so much,
Carlos.
guys. Take
Really
it easy.
appreciate it.
Have a great day.
Talk
And
to
when it comes time for the charity stream next year, don't call me. I'll see you next.
You gotta range her up.
Yeah.
Bye.
See it.
I meant to tell him that the dro that my group ran into were the Castle Clan. I didn't get to mess with him about that.
Oh no, really?
Yes, Carlos,
Awesome.
they're the Castle Clan of Dro, and so we were having fun with you on the show there just a little bit.
Oh man, I'll have to check out the replay of that, and next time I see you guys online, I'll have to get my revenge.
Yep.
See you later, guys.
See you soon, Carlos. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
So
That was perfect.
Tim has been quiet since he's hopped on because
Yeah.
Carlos. I didn't know Carlos was coming on until the second you logged in there. So
Oh no, yeah, you gotta strike while the iron's hot.
yeah. So it's 2:45 in the morning. John has come up and my alarm goes off, and I'm like, shit. It is not a nightmare. It's not a nightmare. It is. I got to get up, and I'm up and I'm pounding coffee at 3:00 in the morning, prepping up. Tim's streaming getting all set in, and but it went pretty well, right?
I think everybody was up. Everybody was there. I had to get up about 45 minutes earlier than normal.
That's it.
So that was fine. I was surprised that I don't remember the exact numbers, but I think
60.
it was like
We had roughly 60. I can take a look. I think it was a 60 plus viewer
60
average.
at 6 a.m. or something. Like that?
It was the top stream the entire morning. There was there's nothing on at that time in the morning. It was the top stream.
Monopolize it. There you go.
Hopefully you found
Yeah,
some.
Robert Hartley GM was ahead of us for a little bit, but he's like UK based, and that was it. And after that, it was smooth sailing for us that in the morning. So yeah.
Did
It was
you run
awesome.
like an all barbarian table or something?
No,
Tim?
no,
I didn't catch any. Of
No, explain what you did.
This one was an adventure I ran in 1988 in college for my friends, and since we were doing Underdark, and it's deep underground, I was like, I thought, hey, maybe I'll try that again. And so I actually dug up the character sheets from the 80s and kind of re-updated them a little bit, old school. I mean, everything was very old school.
Yes.
And then I kind of, because of the 4-hour limit, I set it up where basically they had to go find where their half of their group had gone and not come back. And so they got some maps from the group. They had a runner run back and he died, but as he delivered, so they could, follow the breadcrumbs and follow it. So they ended up
40 shadows.
Huh?
You fought 40 shadows, right?
No, Jay.
No.
That was the reinforcements for the first 20 shadows.
Oh my god.
What level were the PCs?
6 to 8.
Now, when you run something like this, Tim, are you running 1.J with the proficiencies system? And
I took J's, and then I also integrated a little bit more second edition-ish secondary skills.
We're not identical.
Yeah, I've taken his list because it's cool. I really like it. And just customize it to fit my aesthetic, and went from there.
Yeah. Plus, he's using his own crit tables, spell crits. There's a lot of differences. Yeah, we're not identical DMs, which is great because
I think you could say that about anyone. Like,
right. Right.
At this point, unless you've just cracked the books open, or read the old red basic set, right? Everyone then tacks on changes eventually over time.
Absolutely. So, I told we had a big Cannon Fire meeting. Gary and I impromptu. We were just talking about something. Everyone hopped into Cannon Fire Discord like they did. We had like 15 people on, and I told the story, and I've told it 100 times of what the first thing you ever said to me when we met when we were kids. And it was just like, everyone's like, huh? Yeah, right? So that was a fun story to tell about, the dagger and the speed factor. He's 12 years old, and he's asking me, do you think a mage, because he's wielding a dagger with the speed factor being so quick, he should get 2 attacks around with it? The first thing this man ever said to me when I got into the car with him.
Somebody was giving us a ride, and we were both sitting in the back seat, right? Something like that?
Yeah, we're going to Jack and F's.
Yeah, and I turned, I said, Don't you think with a speed factor of 2, a dagger should get 2 attacks around?
Yeah, so you knew that Jay, you never met him before, but you knew that Jay was heavy into D&D. So
Well, we were headed to a D&D game.
Yeah, well,
okay,
yeah.
I was with Walt. I knew him, Walt. Yeah, so that was. Yeah.
And
Cool.
all I will tell you is that historical fencing masters, when they're written in their book and their illustrations, they'll show 2 guys fighting with swords, and it'll say, "Here are 2 men fighting with swords. Here are 2 men fighting with short sword." And then when it shows the 2 guys each with a dagger, it says, "Here are 2 men fighting with daggers. God help them." The only time he says God help them is when they have knives. Why? That's around, obviously.
It was surreal. It was surreal. And the cool thing is that the friendship's gone 41 years. Think about that. It's hard to explain. Alan 78, Walton Tim 80. And go. I think Bill Master Crafter is the younger of the group, 92.
I think you guys are very fortunate.
Yeah,
to have that.
exactly. You're very fortunate to have
Right,
the original. Yeah, I kind of screwed up that. For a long time
Facebook
ago
helps
that-
me stay in touch with my friends from high school to some extent, my original gaming buddies. But one's in Tennessee, one's in Virginia. I was in Texas or England or wherever the hell I was. So I think you guys are very fortunate, and but maybe you
Whoa.
that we have Wi-Fi.
should hear this from
problems.
other people. But I think you guys, it's really neat to see y'all's friendship.
Yeah, but thanks to modern VTT and internet and stuff, you can actually game with your old gaming buddies, even if they're other
I
part of
wish-
the world.
I wish it kind of had this connectivity when I was younger, because I did right early on in the Army, because I went to college, gamed, and then was in the Army, and I was living in I was suffering living in Hawaii, my first assignment.
Oh, it's terrible. It sounds terrible. Yeah.
10th
And,
Mountain. Yeah.
25th ID there, and then 10th Mountain.
Okay.
But I tried doing some mailing stuff, and I still have these letters. I mean, packets of trying to coordinate, and it was a big group, and they all had had their agendas of things they wanted to do in the area. It was very rich and creative. They're all creative people, and so just keeping up with it was just impossible.
Yeah.
With my nature, made it almost impossible.
That's why we were lucky, because back then you didn't have VTTs, you didn't have Zoom, you didn't have even FaceTime. I mean, we used to FaceTime Marco, and he'd disconnect 20 times in one night. Remember? Back in I don't know, the early 2000s.
I'm just speculating because I remember trying to do similar things with my friends.
Yeah, it's definitely. Jimmy, you have any old school, and Anna, you have any old school friends that you play with still?
Not
to this
that I
day?
play with, but I have talks. I still have contact with several of my original players. So we're actually talking about getting together online and start running something. We haven't gotten into it because a lot of them have careers, busy careers, families, and all that issues. But now when we get into our middle-aged, then the kids are leaving, and so there might be more time again. So I think that might be it's something I would love to do, and we talked about it a few times. So that might happen. Yep, it might actually happen.
And Jimmy, I saw Drake. It was excited that you're running Greyhawk. That's cool. So he's a friend of yours too. Yeah.
Drake he's another streamer. Yeah, he's part of the Heroes Wanted group, and they do and Fantasy Grounds group of DMs, and so he hops in every now and then. There's a whole just like your group. There's a whole plethora of the Fantasy Ground DMs that kind of hop in and out of each other's streams, things like that. But I have not. I wish I could say that I had older, crudge-mudgeons like ourselves that I play with and all that. But Dad was space and then oil business, and so we moved around a lot. And there was a good bit of gap where I wasn't playing for quite some time before I picked it back up. So, but now I have it because I have the Wizards and a couple of us that are all group in this group here. So I have all I need.
That's good.
So
and the
I
wife.
have, sorry.
Okay.
I was going to say I have like 4 gaming groups now that I've had over the years that I've lived in different places and have.
I'll be right
circle of
back.
Friends.
No problem.
Yeah. Yeah. So in a way I could probably fill my and now I have so many people that play games with and stuff. So it would be hard to pick which ones I want, because the original crew from the town I grew up will be fantastic. But then I lived in Stockholm, I had a gaming group there, and I lived in other towns and cities in Sweden and had gaming groups there too. And now I've gamed here for a couple of times, so I have 2 gaming groups in America too that I've been gaming with and I've been running games for. So now it's starting to be crowded because they're all awesome players and so many good friends from all the different groups and areas that I've played with.
So Anna and Casey are regulars in the Outer of Ulek campaign now.
Well,
Yeah,
hang on,
exactly.
Jay. Let me give you a shout out here, because
Yeah.
a year ago this time,
Yeah.
I'm busting your chops trying to get Garn converted from 3.5 Living Greyhawk.
We had that talk today in Cannon Fire.
That's been quite
Jet.
a struggle.
Yeah, and it was a quite painful process for Jay, but then we got Garn figured out. And because of you, I actually get to play here at home. I DM both Ghost of Saltmarsh and Dragon of Ice Spire Peak and its sequels for online group. So I don't really ever get to play. And then now I get to play, Garn and now Esac. So I, thank you very much. And because of this, because of Roll20, I can run the Bandit Kingdoms tournament, which I did at the Greyhawk virtual Greyhawk Con, and we'll do it again at GaryCon. So I can play with people around the country and literally, I guess, around the world who I would never get the chance to play with before. And a large part of that is actually because you took over, not took over, but you're producing and hosting Legends and Lore with Anna and Mike, right? And then having me on the show. And I just want to say this wider community is amazing because I get to play instead of DMing all the time.
Yeah.
We get to play with not only the Living Greyhawk people, but Eric Mona. I mean, I know we told him again. Oh my God.
Yeah, meaning I played with so many awesome people since I moved to. I played with a lot of awesome people in Sweden too. But since I moved here, I played because they're a ran game usually. Here I get a chance to play more than I've actually run games. But that's something that I haven't talked to this much. But it might be. This is a good discussion to spill some of the beans for things that I want to do. So now I'm gearing up and I'm getting fairly skilled at using Fantasy Grounds and running games online and developing and I'm developing a lot of, meaning I map every town, every village, every house, and I've gone crazy in sketching and stuff. They're not perfectly professional, ready for print sketching, but they're good enough. When I see the stuff that people use in other online streaming, I realize my sketches are better than half of the stuff I see, at least that I see being used professionally in running streams. So I realized I'm getting up there, and that's my early sketches. I'm getting better, and I want to use that material multiple times. So for next year, I'm definitely going to run games at conventions. So I'm going
awesome.
So I'm definitely, that's something I definitely want to do. I want to run games at conventions, and the other thing I want to do is to raise my presence, because now I've been slaving along and doing maps and stuff, but I want to so getting more things in print. That is something that is coming. So I want to be part of events like this. I might be a long time before I feel like I'm ready to devote all the thing of sitting and streaming games online. That's a long shot before I feel like I want to take all that responsibility of doing it. But to do occasional gaming at conventions and stuff, and then run more games for others, to have like 2 game groups maybe, and run like 2 games a week. That will be, now I run one every 2 weeks, but I think that what I want to do for next year is probably run 2 games a week, because that way I can run kind of parallel in the same general area, and they can be kind of overlap at times, because that way I can develop the same area and then use that content twice over, so to speak, at the same time. So that will be kind of a thing. So that's what I'm planning to do, so to speak. And then I have some other cool ideas for a bunch of next year, but I will spill that to my patrons first.
Thank you, Prometheus. So Jimmy, do you have any right now plans in person cons that are like, oh, it's definitely going to be in person? How about North Texas?
Am I going to show up for it? Is that what you're asking me? And go see the guy and go hang out there and all that? If they run it, I mean, I'll gauge how we're doing with everything
Right.
in public and all that, because I mean, we were all going to plan to get together for ReaperCon,
Yeah.
and that kind of fell through since that's in my backyard
I
also.
know.
So we'll try again for this next year. And so, yes, I definitely want to swing it back around to the physical ones. And we were actually, I keep going back to GaryCon talking with Luke about that because we're trying to, once he pulls the trigger, knowing that the physical con's going to take place, we're going to have to then retool to see how we handle the virtual stuff because I would like to be there. So now we're talking about an on-site virtual production that will be taking place. It sounds like
Yeah. It's a
mix. We're going to have to look at how the logistics and all that plays out.
That
So-
sounds
Definitely.
awesome fun.
Yeah.
Like you see Gen Con, there are several streamers of the builds actually whole production studios in one of the booths
Yeah.
in so people can stand around cheering and be part of it, and they stream, and it can be a lot of fun both to be there and watch the game and participate, and also
Well,
to
we had
see it
a
online.
I had a ton of equipment that I'd purchased right before GaryCon last year got pulled the plug because we were going to be doing interviews and streaming from out there and all that. So I've got 2 cases sitting of, mic equipment and lights and all that I'm like, hey, I'm so glad I bought this. But we'll turn around and use it, so it's not like it's going to get wasted. It's just a couple years ahead, I was ahead of my time there a little.
Yeah.
So
That's
what's going to happen on the physical side. But I'm waiting to you get y'all side and get Frank up from Houston at in Denton.
ReaperCon,
And for Reaper physical, so we can have a few beers, take y'all out, and have some fun and help stream y'all shows because that was my plan all along, was going to spend the whole weekend there.
So Jimmy and I hung out at with Marco and his wife, and Jimmy and his wife, and myself at 2019. We at Gen Con. We went to the steak place, right? Steakhouse.
Was steakhouse, yeah,
and that's why I met Jimmy in person. That was great. And then Anna was there. Met Anna at PAX Unplugged when she came over and came to my
First
house.
time to meet Anna also. Was there,
and
at Sirenscape.
Jimmy, we met at Gamehole Con too. So
we did. Yep. My wife was taking. She loved. I didn't think she was going to enjoy herself, but she'd spent some time in Indianapolis. But we spent almost 8 or 9 hours with Janet from World Anvil. Hanging out and talking and planning some business stuff and all that. Just it was like 6 or 7 of us sitting around and spent the whole day together. Had a blast.
Yeah,
so,
it definitely is a little bit
conventions
different.
are wonderful. I miss that kind of chance to get all these kind of that comes simply by coincidence, so to speak.
I'm gonna pop a balloon here real quick. Unfortunately, Jimmy. The week of if ReaperCon does go that Labor Day week, I have I got a place down the shore for a family vacation now.
That's good.
Yeah, it was a great deal, and I got my best friend down there, and so I'm down the Jersey Shore that week now. So
Come twist their arm and tell them to move it.
Exactly. They have to move.
They have to move ReaperCon, absolutely. But there'll be other stuff. I don't think it's going to happen still. All right,
that's true. This year,
I don't. I think PAX
Our
Unplugged.
wedding reception to 2022.
Yeah,
I think it's 2022. Yeah,
I think PAX Unplugged has a shot in Philly. PAX Unplugged has a shot in Philly in December.
But I think
it has a
Gen Con,
shot.
I think is out of the question, and anything up until late fall.
Cameron's
a week off,
dragging his feet for Gamehole Con, so I know he's trying to plan it and he's booking everything. But I we'll see if he can pull it off. If it's good enough for he's going to have to wait.
There will be, and no matter what, there will be a virtual Greyhawk Con. Okay, just note that that's a definite in October. We already have the date set, first weekend in October. That is on. Okay, just so everyone knows that. All right.
One?
What's that?
I've already started working on BK Tourney too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone gets to run on their own channels, Jimmy.
Shots fired.
Hey, it's all smoothed out. We're all good. All right, so the cutoff is close. I'm trying to calculate with all these people where the gifts start. All right, it's roughly at $50. It may be $55 or higher. Please note that. Just some of the things I have. I've only gone down to top 6 so far.
Oh, did you even get to 6? I thought you were got to 3.
No. Well, no, I got 4. All right, so let's go over to top 12 again. Let's do over the top.
Let's start at the top.
Top 12 again. Phantom number 1. He got the gold package from Infinite Dimensions. Okay. Cannibal 2. signed Horn Holes copy with myself and Carlos. Xarathon 3, signed Horn Holes copy, Carlos and myself. DM221532, the Baba Yaga's Hut from Reaper. Okay? All right? So then, City Guard of Hebron is, and Phantom says, thank you, Crow. Thank you so very much. City Guard of Hebron is being contacted by Phantom, so we'll get in touch with him. Next, who's up on the plate is Longshot. Okay, the real Longshot is next, and I've already been in touch with him. So all this stuff scrolling through is your options, except for if they've already been taken. Next, John at Blue Box. Okay, all right. After that, this is the top 12. Canadian Ancient Gamer. Okay. After that, another one. I have no idea who this is. Please help me out. Thanks, Rob. Well, when he comes in, he comes in. I got a lot of stuff that's all about the same value now. So, Chad Johannes. Does anyone know who that is? I don't know who that is. So, please, someone, if you know who Chad Johannes is. I don't know.
You might be searching Facebook.
You are Vamp. There we go. We got him. Vamp. Right. That's it.
Perfect.
Vamp. Thank you. I couldn't make the connection. You all right? There you go. Oh, that is awesome, Vamp Wickman. Oh, that's why I wanted to do this show too. Oh my gosh, Vamp, thank you. Awesome, Vamp Wickman. All right, so I'll be in touch with you. Thank you. All righty. Now I got a name to it. I won't ever forget you. Now I promise. Next, another regular Bishop ADD1E. We all know him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sitting
All right.
around all the time.
Yep. All right, that's 10. 11, Lexfire. We know Lexfire. George P.
Oh,
George.
Yeah, George. He's
Okay.
awesome. Yep.
12th, Scala Grimer. We know Scala. I think Scala's a big Nightheart Gaming watcher and a lot of other different ones.
Yep.
Right? Those are our top 12. It's going to go down to about the top.
Wait.
What? Top 12 donators.
Where was DM 83976?
He was 4th.
Oh my God.
400.
No, 4th. That
4th.
means people beat.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Actually, he's 5th because a City Guard of Hebron was ahead of him, but I kept on moving. So yeah, he's 5th. He was 5th. He was 5th.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's amazing,
See?
people.
Yeah, it is. And Phantom was number 1. Thank you, Phantom. So, note that it's roughly 50 or 55. Here's some things we still have. We have we had 19, but we have 20 still because Cannonball switched from this to this my sign copy, so he knows it's more important. Yeah. So yes. So we have.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Go by mine.
Yeah.
You know,
Longshot may go with this. Longshot said that he wants this, so he may go with this. He's next up on the table. We have 20 of these, and every one of these, Casey has a very nice inscription in here, something different too. Okay. Bandit Kingdom books.
All 20 of them have different inscriptions, and I have completely forgotten what I wrote.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I bought that on Amazon.
When you get it,
Yeah.
please let me know what I wrote.
So, Longshot, if you're up for that, that's fine because you're next up. All right, I have all these. These are all reprints, please. These are not originals. So, and this is the big one. If someone wants it, the Demon White Pids of Wolfgang Bowers. This is hardback. And then, all right. So we got Fane of the Drow that Jimmy ran. Okay, we got that. We have Drow the Underdark 3rd edition and Drow the Underdark 1E 2E. Okay. Note there's a lot more. I have, and the pictures are up. Okay. These are big. This is like a $50 value. Let me pop this up real quick. It's scrolling. Please bear with me, everyone. I want because we have a lot of the people on. We have this entire. I have 2 sets of these, all 3 Wiz Dice colors. The Fumble Dice Extraordinaire are here. All right. So the green. So you get all 3.
With DMs.
All 3 of those if you choose that on your way down. Okay. All right, 2 of them. I have 2 of those to give away. That's Stratagem Wiz Dice, one of our sponsors. Okay. Next, I also from them have the screens that Tim and I use. We have 5 of these to give away. They're each about 20, right? Okay. So there are 5 of the DM screens. You can put in whatever inserts you want into them. So they're cool. All right. Now, I still have from Infinite Dimensions the Infirmary of the Plague STL set. Okay. That is it. It's got the pyre. Yes, I have this from Infinite Dimensions still. Very nice from the Whitewood Abbey collection. That you get all that there in STL. Okay, that's still available. Trying to go through it so everyone watching go, oh yeah, cool. What I have from Reaper still. 4 different types, your choice, of the paint sets. Fantasy Flesh, Flesh of the Damned, the Fire set, the Steel set. So there's 6 paints in each. Okay, I have 5 of these still. Okay, yep. And I also have this, the tree. They call it the Tree of Despair. The Tree of Despair, right? That's the Arnold tree.
The
Tree of Woe.
Hold it at because the plastic
How's that?
is reflecting the light. Well,
There you go. Yep.
yeah.
Ooh, that
I
looks
think it's cool
fantastic.
looking.
The
Yeah.
Tree
I
of
have-
Woe.
Yeah, they
Love
can't
that.
call it that though. So I have that too. Okay. I have 8 $25 gift certificates from Troller Games as well. If you want to just go that route, you can go that. Then I have also, which I'm going to be adding in, Nagoya Joe's prints. So if you see the Alita print, I'm going to be, I think because of where we are in the quantity, I think that I'm going to combine them, Nagoya's prints, with the modules that are reprints. Okay, on some of them, because just to up it a little bit in value. And everyone knows my love for Need and Ouroboros. Look at that nice reprint.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
awesome.
they're awesome. So I have
Yep.
these. Okay, yep, absolutely. Anna has them, so I have those too.
Yep.
Also, George Lexfire is donated the following, and someone better take this soon. George, and you see
Now
it
I'm-
scrolling.
I'm now on.
George built this himself, and he's working as Bill the Master Crafter would do, a nice little keep set up for you for your terrain displays.
Nice.
And George will direct ship that to you once we get the address.
Nice. Very
Okay,
nice.
so we have that available too. So as we go down the list, I promise I'll be contacting you. Last year was a snap, everyone, when we only did $2,500, right? I think it was about 20 people. I have to do between 50 and 60 this time. So please, I'm going to go as fast as I can to get down through the list and get to everyone and make
Is
sure.
it too late for people to get on the list, Jay, at this point?
Well, no, it's not. But to jump over someone, I'll put you at
You
the.
chose this, Jay.
Yeah.
Because I see 95.70 and my OCD is twitching for someone to give it $30 more to round it up.
Yeah, 30. Yeah, but the cutoff is like $50 to $55 to get something at this point.
But you
Mine
add
like
them
30.
together, right? When people make the multiple donations. for-
Yeah, I added them all together. I added together, and Ticklidus is 20 times he donated.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that was
Wow.
awesome, man. Yeah, however many he donated the most, and then Cannibal and Canadian did a lot of extras and extort, and which was cool. Have fun with it because
Well, I
it's
was happy.
Tiltify is easy to add it up. It really was. So
I
that's what.
remember last year you were sitting there, right?
Yeah. Oh, I had to do cheers. I had to do all
Yeah.
sorts of. I
Yeah.
couldn't keep track of it.
Because I was at Jay's place last year. And,
Yeah, I couldn't
I
keep
hung
track
out
of
with
it.
him
We
while
had
he was doing
Tiltify was the way to go.
Yeah, we just took everything that came across the channel. And I just told Jay I'm just matching it and putting
Yeah.
it into Tiltify.
Yeah.
That's all I did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm going to donate.
Dude, look, Cannibal just made it 9,600. So
I am donating proceeds from my book sales, but I went and looked
thank
at
you,
it,
man.
and quite frankly, nothing was popping up on Drive-Thru RPG or Kindle Direct Publishing
So you
and
put money in.
whatnot. So I just said to hell with it, and I donated some money to the cause, so I didn't have to wait and guess or whatever. But
What's the link
in
again?
donating the books, I was happy to
Oh,
just send Jay those 20
So
bucks.
Amy, go down. If you go down, and click on Underdark Uprising. If you want to move up there, you want to click down on Underdark Uprising, by the picture there. It'll take you right to it. All right. On my screen, if you scroll down off the Twitch, it's there. So it's still open. So
Twitch buttons.
Yeah, absolutely. And wait a minute. I can. I'm stupid. Here, it's right there. There. I got a button to press.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Jimmy. It's been a long 3 days. All right, so let's talk about a couple stories real quick. DM 221532. He's discording Whispering all night. He goes, first off, Dave says, how much money will it take for you to TPK everyone?
I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
We're not
I
that
can't
easy
do
to
that.
bribe. Yeah.
So then, and I'm getting bombarded. It's getting late in the night. We're in the last fight with the Dark Elves. And he just throws all that $400 in, and
Yeah, and
and
gave
put.
you all the points. Yeah.
Oh, Scala! My gosh, don't change you on the list for this. Oh, dude, yeah, dude. Well, yeah, you're in the top. You're in the. If there's listen, that'll put you in like 4th or 5th. Oh my gosh, guys. Hey, we may get to 10,000.
I was just going to
We
say,
may get to
Holy
$10,000.
cow. Hey,
This is over.
I'm
Oh
gonna
my-
take credit for this one.
Yeah,
It's a
Casey.
bidding
Oh
war.
my gosh.
Bidding war.
So, oh, that's so unbelievable. So then he's like, there's Amy's. Oh my gosh, it'll be easy for me to add this stuff in, and it's great. It's so easy. Thank you, Amy too. Wow, you guys are wonderful. And he gave me all of them, and you guys are beating me to hell. You guys are on 17s and turning them into crits. That doesn't happen in my game. Normally it's 1 point. You guys are throwing 3-4 hero points in.
It never even occurred to me to do multiple points to create
Yeah,
a crit.
specials.
After what you
specials.
did to me,
Yes. So, yeah. So
Get in line,
I
Casey,
have
get in line.
I have the head chick with the tentacle rod. Tentacle rods are nasty, and I'm like, oh, roll well. And so I rolled 14, 17, 14. And I had and David giving me 26 special hero points. I was like, I had, because remember, it's pre-die roll, so it doesn't count your pluses. It's raw. But those specials add to the raw. So it's like 6, 3, 6. All added. Boom, 3 crits on Casey. But I wanted something catastrophic, and I didn't get it.
no, yeah, I can't believe what you got double, triple, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, absolutely.
And
And
I
knock
just
away
knocked
and
the Garn,
stuff. Yeah.
knocked away
Yeah.
my weapon. Garn was still conscious, but Garn was like armor class -11 when you did that BS. And then there is no armor class -11 in 1st edition, right?
Yeah.
Jay has said he just subtracts 1. In 3rd edition terms, that's armor class 31.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that stuff.
I mean,
Old
come
school,
on.
buddy. So, some good questions. Yeah, Troy, when Eric used 13 regulars for the resist check, that was very smart. When Alan knocked first off, so Eric Mona casts Fumble, which is a specialty priest of Ralshaz's ability. It's a mage spell. And he reduces the magic resistance for the hero points. And I roll a freaking 2 on the save. And the mage falls off the ledge. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Then he climbs all the way back up, casts 1 or 2 spells. Then Alan's character, Pat, casts, right, Ice Storm, the Sleet version, and then Lance of Disruption, and I fail that save, knocked off, killed. I'm like, that was my night, right? That was my night with
You
stuff.
didn't succeed on a single
It's
because
like-
when
Oh my
you
God,
managed
that was
to roll
great.
one good one
Yeah.
that was a crit, then you failed that save
Yeah.
too.
9,800. Wow,
Getting
unbelievable.
close.
That's great. So,
Well, when the wizard got fumbled off the tower, that was a
Casey,
Oh,
you froze.
Right.
dancing sword.
Yeah, you froze
am
up
I
there.
back?
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
back.
you have
there,
to
you're
plug
there.
in the cable.
Yeah,
You can't use
yeah.
Wi-Fi for Zoom.
So Vamp, if there's anything you saw on the list, let me know. You can whisper it to me if you don't want to put it in chat. Same thing, a long shot on the list that I have, and I'll put it together and get it out. Because as I get through you, I can get to other people. So please let me know, and then we'll get that. So there we go. Casey's making it a kind of an odd number just so it right. So he's tempting people.
Well,
who
someone saved me $30, so I'll put $20.
got Agit
Now,
in there.
I want you to add that with my other stuff.
Oh my
loot.
gosh! Oh, I know why. Because of where you were. I got it. See, now you have. I
I
understand.
mean, last year, I think I was able to do more. This year, with buying that
You-
house, I'm not quite as able to do as much cash wise. But
so this is Vamp. This is Casey Brown, who's on here. Bandit Kingdom summary compilation during the Living Greyhawk era. Casey, why don't you explain it real quick?
Living Greyhawk, hundreds of adventures in the Bandit Kingdoms.
Yep.
Thousands of adventures in Greyhawk from 2000 to 2008 worldwide campaign. And I have created a summary of the Bandit Kingdom's adventures. It is a catalog. It is not a reprint of the adventures. That wouldn't be legal for me to do, but it is a catalog. So you can open this thing up and you can search by the town of Rookroost. You could look for NPCs. I put in a timeline where I went and looked
You went
at
silent.
canon
Yeah, there you go.
sources and extrapolated when they marched through the Bandit Kingdoms during the Greyhawk Wars. I published it in 2012, and it is currently approaching 1,000 total copies sold between hard copies and digital
awesome.
copies.
That's awesome. So, fantastic. Just let me know because for you. I'm going to put in one of Nagoya Joe's prints as well because of your high donation, and maybe a couple other things. Some lurkers on my mouse pad. Some other things I have too. I have other bonus items. I'll make sure that the package is filled. So, Gary Julian asked a question I'd like to answer, and Gary's question was how they earn hero points with my non-audience. Well, I only have one game that's not streamed now, and that's my kids' game. Tim, how do we earn regular hero points in my campaign?
Regular hero?
Yeah, because we don't have specials if it's not streamed. So
mainly by kind of level, experience, and notable performance.
Right, and you start out with some. Wait a minute, I'll be right back. Keep talking.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
From what I recall, you start out with none.
See, I knew Antiquus was going to do that. I knew Antiquus was going to do that. So, what you do is, say Gary, there's 7th level characters. I assign a certain number of regular hero points, regulars, not specials. There's no such thing as a special in a non-stream game, and they can use them during the adventure. They don't regenerate, and then maybe it's half your level, they get 3. It's for those. It depends on previous adventures with the group and stuff, and then they may be able to regenerate them with actions or whatever. That's how special hero points were created to have the audience interact right in the stream. Jimmy has the cards. Jimmy has all sorts of interactions, right? What great things do you have, Jimmy, that the audience can do in your stream?
Well, outside of we've branded the cheer bits, which there's you can look that off the links on the Twitch buttons or the website. We use if you're a sub to the channel, then I don't use channel points, the Twitch channel points, because Stream Elements that I use already calculates and monitors all that. So if you sub to the channel, you can then turn those XP into viewer interaction points. But if not, then you can either do cheers or what's called stream loots, which is another platform that does cards. And you can create your cards, and they basically buy packs, and they'll get they can have interaction. There's memes, there's replayable gifts, and we have some merch on there that if you collect enough of the cards, you can turn them in and get a T-shirt or wristband, things like that. So there's there's basically 3 different platforms that I've got involved that are going on at one time in the games, whether it be a D&D game or Savage Worlds right now. So I
commend thee all, because Saturday night, watch Jimmy Slaver's one this upcoming Saturday. Right? It's all Greyhawk.
It's all Greyhawk. Yeah.
Saturday night game. So, what's the Eastern Standard Time start? 10?
Yeah, 9 Central,
yeah.
10 Eastern. Yeah, it goes for 3 hours. All female, and
it's a great cast.
We're getting ready to come up. It looks like they're going to plan a DM-less night. There will be no DM for the show, so they're putting it together. They're going to interact with the people in chat, an RP session, and I just get to sit there and not say anything for the whole show.
Plotting. They're going to be plotting.
Let me link it again.
They're dying to do it.
Right there, Prayers Rejects. Not Wizards of the... Oh, I got to remove the Wizards of the Couch, Jimmy. You're not really
Wizards of the Couch. Yeah, Wizards is on hiatus for the moment.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got to erase that. I got to update it. It's Prayers Rejects. So, yeah. So some of this channels, let me do shout outs for the channels that are not on here tonight. We're going to start with Wily Hobbit, okay? So Scott started it off, Wily Hobbit. Please, if you haven't, follow. If you don't like getting notifications, just turn them off for everyone. That's okay, but follow all the channels, please. So Wily Hobbit, all right, I linked him. Jimmy was 2nd on Friday. 3rd was, and I get to beat Chuck because I don't know where he is for this. Trollord Games. I know they had Alyssa Faden, Ernie Gygax, and Steven on today, and maybe he got tied up into that and something happened.
I missed that one.
All right. Uh-oh.
Here comes somebody.
No.
No.
So I'm just going to give out more Crusader journals tonight too, because she's not here.
Oh, hey, Tom.
I will just give out more Crusader journals. Yeah, he had a family issue.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, so yeah, absolutely. So that is that's Troller Games. They sponsor. I'll note that they're a sponsor of mine too. Okay, just want to note that. Um, and then finishing up, John was on earlier at Blue Box. All right, and that was John Birchfield. There you go. There's Blue Box. Okay, day 2, Tim started at 4 a.m. That was on my channel. I was the
You
only
can
one.
follow Jay's channel.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Troller Games awesome. Troller Games are awesome.
Yeah,
And
I think my campaign-
I'm running Verdant Rage right now, which is a Troller Games module, and it's fantastic, and I'm having a ton of fun with it. And you know, just note that I incorporated it right into the Narwhal Gnarly Forest area, and it is a blast with all that terrain I got and all. And we'll be finished it this Thursday. So let me. Of course, Jay's got a link. Will that work? Did I hit the right thing? That should show up what we're doing on that Verdant Rage. So that's Troller Games. So Tim started us off, and then once again, I want to say thank you, Carlos, and thank you, Will. So Carlos was on. He hopped on. He's at work now. Carlos Lysing, CSL Entertainment, and there's his storefront. Carlos and I
his
did. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry,
Patreon?
You've got a better. His Patreon's really cool because I think he sent
Thank you.
out stats for his Gith
He-
Yankee
Yeah, he may have. Yeah, absolutely.
builds
Yep.
in the week before this, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." I didn't really pay attention to it till I saw what he was running.
Carlos puts like little notes. Look at this. Greetings from the whole marshes. All right. So really cool. And then this is signed, you know, but we got more. They are available as well. They are available for pre-order purchase now. They're in stock. He may have run out of stock already. I'm not sure. We had a huge amount of pre-orders. So thank you. So yes, you got them. You got it. Sounds good. So Vamp, thank you. You got a set of 3 sets of Titan dice. I need your address. So please whisper me your address, and I will send them. I will set them right out from. I'm getting smart now. I'll send them right from Stratagem Wiz Dice. I already got that worked out. So,
Wow.
Yep.
All it takes is $80.18 for someone to be the hero.
Wow. Okay. So right now, wait. I got.
Your name will live in
We have no. I got an offer. I got an offer. Whoever does it first. They got to do $81 or more. I don't want to do it in pieces. Von Molku is going to give you an addition, and he'll do it on his shipping cost. His original Vecna Lives right now, in addition to anything else where you are in ranking.
Wow.
Yes, he just put it to me in whisper. An original Vecna Lives. Now, maybe not great original
I was
copy.
gonna say, does it have all of its pages?
Yes, it has everything. So there you go.
That's
That is
amazing.
yes, $81. So I want to. So who's gonna?
No.
In addition to whatever you're gonna get from me.
Yeah, there it
There it
is.
is,
Oh, my
Jay.
Lord.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I was getting ready to say, because you mentioned earlier, Jeff.
Wait. I didn't see
was
anything. Who did it?
Well, no, he was going to dye his hair. He's going to dye his beard purple.
Who did it? I haven't seen it yet. What am I
I
missing?
know, but he's going to do it. But I'm thinking now, if you've got 10K, he
Maybe
should
it's
do it
an honor.
rainbow. I think I'm going to make him do it in multiple colors now. So
It's the real L.
Yes, long shot. Who's already got? All right. So there you go. Awesome.
unbelievable.
10,000.
Wow.
We all should just take a second and think
wait,
about
wait
what
for the ticker to.
Oh yeah. Oh
right,
my
what
gosh.
Jay just accomplished and what
Yeah.
everyone in the
10,000.
stream and the audience accomplished
Quadrupled last year.
Yep.
for
That's
the
great.
kids.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Great.
Pretty much.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I was always like, hey, it's a good cause to donate to Children's Hospital, but I was reading about them today and I was getting choked up.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Good organization.
All right, so long shot. Please whisper Von Molku, okay? Right there, please whisper him and coordinate that together, okay? Right there, Von Molku. He's on right now. All righty, and then that was very kind of you. Thank you.
Someone take a screenshot of the 10 grand on Jay's.
Yeah, now we've updated.
Where is it?
It's at the bottom.
I have to pull up the Twitch.
There you go. So the face picture. That was awesome. You weren't, George. So what happened last night? I've never seen before. it may be more, but I think I counted 7 raids. Now I know of Dragons in the Dining Room, Jimmy. I know Gargamon did it at 20 sides of every story. That's 4. There were at least 3 others. I had no idea who they were, and that was really awesome. So it may have been more than that, but I've never seen that many raids. And I don't know what the secret is. If it was just good luck or but it was awesome. It was
We
fantastic.
love you, Jay.
Oh, come on, Jimmy.
Yes.
It's the whole community. I mean, look, we
It's
all do this
community
together.
thing. You know exactly what it is. I mean, exactly.
Yeah, that's it. So we're at $10,000. Please, if you can, put that on Twitter, put it on Instagram, just for the community. Absolutely. So I know we're at the mark here, and we may run a little late. So if anyone's got a bolt, I understand. But isn't that crazy, Carlos? That's awesome. So I have that marked down. Let me mark that down. My brain. And see, this I get overwhelmed. What all of us, and it may be small, it may be another stream, of course. So Anna, I want to start you off. The highlight of the games, like what you saw, was like, oh, that was funny or that was cool.
Well, it's hard to get around Eric Mona's
Right.
performance. That's really hard to work around. But I must say that looking at all the content I've watched over the hours and a couple of days here, I must say it's the variety of awesome DMing and playing. It's so many awesome players and so many awesome DMs and creating all that. That's one side of it. But what's really blowing me away is it's the fantastic community that are so generous and positive and engaging and fantastic. So that is just I'm active in some other communities, and they're not even 10% as much fun to be around as the Greyhawk community. So thank you everyone who made this such an awesome success.
Awesome. So
Yeah, playing with Eric is absolute highlight for me of my gaming career.
Yeah.
Not only is he an amazing person who has done wonders for this industry in Greyhawk, but just that character is one of my favorites now.
Yeah. Now we know why he works, why he has the job he has, so to speak.
Well,
yeah.
I used to hate Ralashaz when other, the guys I game with, they were talking about Ralashaz. I'm like, that is the dumbest thing, the stupidest damn.
I knew it. Yes.
And I hate it. And then when he played, I'm like, I don't know, it's grown on me pretty substantially.
Yep.
So
his playing
pre-game, he comes in on Zoom, and Tim's sitting right next to me, so he can see. And he's like, "You were the bad guy last time. Are you playing that character again?" He remembered you from when you played Nazem bin Khalifa, and he remembered exactly. And he hadn't seen you before that, Tim. And I was like, and then they started at it, the two with the wizard, right? You're back and forth with this staff, and it's funny. You gave him a +1 staff, but he had a +2 staff on his sheet. So that
mine was lucky.
Yeah, it was so hysterical.
Oh, it was brilliant.
Yeah. So, but he's sharp. He's so sharp.
Oh, it's so good. And the way you staged him or set him as the advisor of the mayor that was kind of the hapless mayor that was running a town that is kind of getting overwhelmed with all the stuff.
I didn't even talk about Glipdale tonight, and this is
How much of that was him, and how much of that was you, Jay?
All right. So once again, Glipdale. And Tim and I have some crossover things. When Tim did the Wizard of Id back in 1984 or 83 for me, his Wizard of Id adventure, which Gazumba and Hawk played in, we got stuck in a pit. Okay? And in the pit was a scraggly human named Ichabod and a goblin and a bugbear named you-know-who, right? Okay? Yes. All right.
Was it Kaka?
Yes. Okay. All the way back. Yes. So Tim. So I know, child toilet humor. What can I say? Going all the way back then.
That's their name.
Yeah.
Cultural.
Yeah. Exactly. So Glipdale was my ode to the shit of the gaming, like medieval world, was that whole thing. So I flipped it around with this scenario, and said, if they break into a lower level of all this all this fantastic riches, what's going to happen? And then I said, oh my God, I don't know what side Eric's going to want to play on tonight. I don't know what he's going to do. I'm going to make him the advisor to Lord Mayor Ichabod.
It was brilliant, and he embraced it so wholeheartely.
Yes.
It worked,
Oh my God.
it worked so well.
It's the perfect job for the character.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and that's how it
was-
happened.
that was
I was expecting him to be the villain, right? Like he had the tongue, and we had to go do a thing,
Ooh.
and he wanted the Ebon Skull of Ayuz or whatever.
Yeah.
He was going to try and like this was going to be his shtick, right? So when Garn cast his Dispel Magic on the Tentacle Wall, I did it thinking, well, shit, Eric Mona is going to get away with whatever he's going to do later because Garn's not going to be able to cast Dispel Magic on his attempt to escape.
He did not tell me what he was going to do. I had going into the game, and I told, I said to him in discussion, I said, just play your character however you want tonight. And I think I swear, I think Tim's reached out with his staff and all that kind of, and plus he kind of
did that on purpose.
Yeah.
The reason,
it was awesome.
The reason he ran off with the tongue was because he was kind of treated like
crap.
He wasn't treated the greatest by those people. So that just gave him the incentive.
Right.
So I was like, look, we can have different worldviews as long as we're on the same team and we cooperate. And then I just kind of
that was so great. Hey, by the way, guys, we have a ton of giveaways to give away tonight too. So hang in there. So we're going to give away a bunch of stuff tonight.
Yeah,
just
but
randomly.
it was so cool with Eric that he with Imri had like every reason in the book to be very suspicious of him because he
Oh, you played that great.
Oh yeah,
it's like
Imri was kind of very standoffish, and then after the while, the kind of charm, and he actually was useful and stuff. So then Imri had to kind of he went from being standoffish to ignore to kind of okay at the end, so to speak. Kind of that was So but he was Eric
Jimmy.
was so
I'm sorry that you're left out of this conversation. I apologize.
Yeah.
Oh man, how about you, Jimmy? What was your highlight?
Me? No.
You guys had fun, and that was what it was all about.
That was the purpose of the whole deal. It was, I was just being a contribution to it and having fun. And I actually, like you said, you were concerned that you weren't going to make the 5K mark or we're going to get close to it. And I'm sitting here looking at this going $10,000. Plus, I'm assuming any of the cheers and any of those stuff, you totaling that up. So we have no idea what really that total is yet.
Just to be, I know he may not have said stuff. Josh Pop's company's matching all the money that he put in because it's a charity. So that's another certain amount of money. All right, so so we may have a lot of that going on too. Plus, I'm going to keep us open a couple of days to a week and see if we get any late stragglers or something like that who want to participate. So it's just, and
this is amazing. We're running a small little deal right before the weekend before GaryCon for Gamers for Giving.
Okay,
and we just want 2,500. To put a cart together. They make carts that go into hospitals with PS4s or PS, and they give them to the kids to use while they're there.
Right.
And it's something that Beck 45 does, and he's taking over the channel for a whole day. And so that's our deal. I'm looking at this going, okay, we'll knock. You
know what? He asked me to. So Mech, post in stuff if you can into chat, please. Mech is looking for players for this.
Yes.
So please. Scottish, you missed a boatload of fun, man. But you can watch it all, and you can still give if you want. Mech, please post your stuff in, and he's looking for players over the weekend before GaryCon. So it's March 21st, March 20th?
That's that full Saturday.
Saturday, March 20th.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, Saturday, March 20th, Players Rejects all day. So, yes, please. March 20th or 21st. It's 2 days.
Okay, so it's Friday night. Friday into Saturday.
Okay.
He's running it. I just stepped
back. I think it's Saturday into Sunday.
So, I think we start Saturday into Sunday. Yeah, because the ladies are going to run
Saturdays into Sunday.
Part of it, and then we got several of the DMs are going to take over through all night, just like what y'all were doing here for another charity, since it's something that he's passionate about, and I'm looking forward to it.
So please, when you got ads or whatever, please give them to me, and I'll put them out during streams. Absolutely, no problem. And please, if you're interested, Mech 45 is right there. Contact them if you want to play or whatever. Please do. All right. So great, man. That's awesome. That is fantastic. Good news for Casey the real long shot, has taken the first book of yours. Okay, it's his.
Right.
So, Casey, book. Canadian, you are up if you're still on. Canadian, you're up next. So let me know. You don't have to tell me right now, but Canadian's up next.
He's on.
Yes. Canadian's up next, and then Bishop ADD1E. Lex Fire's up. Scala you're all up. So if you want to tell me now or whisper me, you can. So, try and bolt out the top 12 as quickly as possible here. And Scala just gave another 100, and also that was wonderful. Like I said, long shot. I'll throw in some other goodies for you too. So, what do you think about? Let's talk about Gary Kahn. Is that all right? We can talk about Gary Kahn a little bit more. Or does anyone else have another topic before we close this out?
No, I think Gary Kahn good.
Okay, all right. So,
What is it?
yes, Gary Kahn is coming, and Casey, talk about what you're doing. Okay, and then we'll have Tim, and then we'll have Anna all talk about what they're doing.
Okay.
Go ahead. What are you doing, Casey?
Well, I'm going to run the Bandit Kingdoms tournament, which ran at Virtual Greyhawk Con. This was a conversion of one of the scariest living Greyhawk adventures, according to players at Gen Con 2003, to Pathfinder. So I've updated it. I've actually worked with the original author. I reached out to him and tweaked it, made it more tournament style instead of, a looser adventure style. I've got a point system for it, so it's going to run 3 times. And each table is going to get a points tally. And the winning table, everyone at that table will get a digital copy of my book. And they will also vote for table MVP. Every single table will do an RPGA style vote to see who was the best, most valuable role player, whatever. And that person will win a signed copy of the book from me. And last year at Virtual Greyhawk Con, that winner was Jonathan Dawes, formerly of the Zyfe Living Greyhawk Triad. So he's up in Canada. It took forever to get the book to him because he was in Canada. But so I'm looking forward to running that again. And then, hopefully maybe in the future we'll be able to set it up so I can stream it, because I think it's a lot of fun to watch. I don't want to spoil it. But it's set in an insane asylum in the city of Rookroost, while Rookroost is under the control of the Iusians.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nothing can go wrong there.
No.
Tim, what are you doing? You wily rabbit, you.
Yeah.
We're going to have the second installment of the Barbarian Adventure.
And that is
Rovers.
Yes.
Here we go. It's on this. It's Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Central. So that's 9 R Eastern. There it is. Dark Hand Headhunt.
Dark Hand Headhunt. The team is getting back together with an extra person coming in. Who it is? Don't know.
Yeah.
There's an open seat on it.
Cool.
And Anna plays in that.
Yep.
And
it's a lot of fun.
I'm looking forward to it. I hatched the idea very shortly after finishing the last one.
When is that running?
That is 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central. It's right on the here. Gary Con Saturday. Saturday is packed with content.
I may have to try and beg Tim to let me play that one.
We start at 6.
Let me check my calendar.
We start at 6 a.m. Right? Lore Masters Arcanum. This is Central, so this is a little. Then Dark Hand Headhunt. Then Blue Box is back on. Nightheart Gaming's on at the same time on some other channel, which is may change, so it's not Lock Geneva now. It may it's
Blighted Lands.
It's Blighted Lands. Okay, it's Gary Kahn Blighted Lands. They'll be on. Then the finale, the main event for me, the Grand Joust competition of Altamira. There are 4 open sign-up spots for anyone to sign up in.
Oh, hey, hang on. Where can Garn buy one of those sword lance things?
You don't get that. That's a magic item. You don't buy magic items.
Why can't you just go buy a non-magical one?
Oh, you can buy a saddle sword. It's a saddle sword.
Okay, so if I get a saddle sword, can Garn enter this thing?
Yeah, but you're not proficient with it. You're gonna get your ass kicked.
No, Garn's a badass.
You're gonna get your ass.
The gauntlet was thrown down there, I think.
Yeah.
Garn's.
We will discuss this. Casey, I thought you had a game though that night.
Oh, I probably do.
You do?
I probably have my Saturday night game.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So
I'll
here,
just put my game on pause.
here are some picks that don't show this justice. This is okay. This is Build a Master Crafter's joust setup. Okay, here comes Josh Pop on annoying me again for some reason. We'll see what that's about. All right, so
It looks like a photograph of a real one.
yeah. I mean that is, and here's some other ones of the joust. He's still he brought it all here. There's much. The details all done on it. Look, we have banners on there of actual Greyhawk heraldry on the posts and all.
Pretty cool.
So he's painting 17 brand new Reaper miniatures of mounted characters for this. 17 of them he is painting for me. He is an insane mofo. So yeah, this is a good front view there. Look, there is hoof marks in the dirt on that dirt. I mean, it's just crazy. The man, you know, he's a great friend, and that's his wonderful contribution.
Unbelievable.
Attention to detail.
Thank you, Dale. Thank you. So the
Josh is
tight.
coming over here to give me a hard time and not pimping Gary Con enough. Is that what you're doing?
Yep, pretty much.
The
That's
Titan
right.
dice sets are gone, everyone. Titan dice sets are gone. Okay.
Yeah, where are you at on the people picking?
I need. I'm on Bishop ADD 1E and Lexfire. They're the next two. And
It's not on right now.
yeah, I can't. Yep. So it's okay. It's all right.
So there's a couple more things that are going on that
Go for it.
Duffy's just been waiting to say something about.
I know he's going to come in and jump in line in front of me and do
I'm
it all
gonna
now.
jump in,
Okay.
yeah.
That's fine. I'll just sit back and relax.
And so, first of all, big shout out to everybody over the last year from Gary Con crew all the way through that we've been doing this stuff. And thank you, Bowfriend, for noting that Jimmy had a game that I could go join because I didn't know about it because I don't talk to Jimmy ever. So first off, I just put in a link. There is, if you think that you know how to write it all, adventures maybe, because some of us are maybe veteran, seasoned, well-seasoned. What's like a really well-seasoned piece of meat? I don't know how to cook. But anyway, like that, DMs, and maybe we've written a few modules over there, some of our decades. And I know some of you are younger, and that's fine too. And no, I mean, that's good too, because someone's going to have to carry it on. But that link there in chat is the Crucible Adventure Writing Contest that Luke and a bunch of other.
Good.
Did you have this lined up to talk about?
No, I did not.
Oh,
that's why I'm glad. Cool. I'm glad you came back on. And
yeah, well, that was
great point. Great. This is
so there's that. Check it out. There's prizes. Luke has to read your stuff. Other people have to, I think Tim Kask is going to read your stuff. Do you think you got some talent? Well, run it by us. I'm
doing this. This is Expedition of Dean Webb Pitch, George.
Oh, that's Tim. Okay.
It's by Wolfgang Bauer.
Oh.
Okay. Just a question out in the audience.
Oh, there's a question
about that. Because in the top 12. Yeah.
He's juggling.
Make the top 12 feel special.
Got the plate spinning, and I got my.
I got to do that. All right,
that's again. Wish I could do it, man. I've tried. I can't. I'm not Jay, so I'll just make fun of him instead. With love, right? That's why we all do it. The next thing I would bring up for Gary Con is that you guys have heard we're doing like a march to Gary Con, right? Which means that they signed Duff up for a whole month's worth of activity heading into Gary Con, because it wasn't just enough to, get them just for Gary Con. We got them for every Saturday. So there's going to be events on Saturday. What's the Blood in the Sand thing, Duff? What is going on with that? Do you know?
So the Blood in the Sand is going to be run. Mech 45 is actually running. I believe that's what we're calling it, and it's actually sponsors. It's 3-on-3 PvP D&D.
Is it
you sign up for that?
Is it 5e?
It's I believe it is 5e. Mech is going to be. I stepped back away from it because we were going to start running it on our channel, but then KC grabbed it and said, "No,
Thank you, man."
It's he wants to running it for Gary Con." I went, "What?" And so I said, "I'm not running this," and so I finagled Josh to do it, and so Josh is going to be running it over on Lock Geneva while the rest of the stuff is on Gaxmore. So
what?
Wah wah wah.
I don't think that's true.
What level and are they pre-gens? TBD.
Josh.
Details for
Wait.
Josh can type it up in chat.
I'm going to get in trouble now. I'm going to get in a lot of trouble, Josh Pop. Ready? I will play with my team of two great people if I can kick the shit out of the Australian guys.
Okay.
I think
Josh
it'd probably be arranged.
Determined. Okay, so him and
I'm
Casey,
kidding.
Matt Everhart are putting together the final touches on this, but the teams are going to have sponsors. It'll be a Troll Lords, Frog God, and so and that's what I believe is going to happen. It's a throwdown, and there will be prizes and things going on, but that's going to be happening while we'll have Gaxmore will have panels, a game panels, and then Jason Charles Miller was going to run his sessions for the 3 Saturdays, the closeout on Saturday nights for 3 sessions until we get to Thursday of Gary Con and then running that way.
We talked to Chuck about getting maybe Gary Julian on there to play a Death Knight.
That's not happening.
Death Knights.
I got Gary. I'm working on Gary right now for the gel. So
okay. No, this is the March to Gary Con stuff.
I know. Listen, I got Gary doing already a ton of stuff in March. So he's at his limit, right, Gary? So I'm working on it right now for something. So
but maybe he gets to play a Death Knight in an arena.
He's gonna he may get to play a Death Knight in the joust here.
In the joust?
Yeah. Yes.
Gary, you're gonna need my help creating that character for Jay's campaign. I'm telling you right now, his rules are out of control.
What else?
I'm using chain
rules. We have, and then we just have the programming. We got the Greyhawk channel programming, which y'all all know about, and then we have Gaxmore, which is the primary, which is the first channel that Luke's kind of programming, and then Matt Everhart and myself with Josh and a few others, both, and we put in together Lock Geneva, and then Blighted Lands came out and is going to be just those streams that we don't have to handhold, and I don't mean that wrong wise, but they're basically, we just give them the key. Here's your schedule. You adhere to it, and you fire off your stream. And so it went from 2 channels to 5 channels of Gary Con happening that week.
But here's the great thing. Jimmy, don't take this wrong. They started listening to me and a lot of the other people, okay? Right? Look, he's laughing. Don't Gary Con 1 and 2. Don't call it Gary Con 1. Don't call it Gary Con 2.
It's not called that anymore.
Yeah, that's what I mean, and that's a great thing. Gary Con Greyhawk's a great channel name. Gary Con Gaxmore is a great channel name, right? It's great because that way, I'm telling you, we're going to get. So a lot of you who are watching now know that it may have been Gary Con last year, it may have been Greyhawk Con, it may have been something else that caught your eye, that got you into the community. I think that it's another opportunity to get a lot of people in the Greyhawk community with that channel name. Some of the people who are like, "Oh my God, there's a whole Greyhawk channel. I wonder what it's about," right? And there you go.
That's true. That's right. Jay was one of the. There were a couple that said dispose of Gary Con 1, Gary Con 2, and all that, and the differences between what might be taking place on those. And so originally I was going to have sponsors, but it was just with the naming of channels and all that. It means now we'll just go along with some of the old mythos names of Greyhawk. So
that's perfect. What it is. It's perfect. So Anna,
yeah,
what are you doing for your part in virtual?
I have my seminar, 2-hour seminar or more. We'll see, but at least 2 hours.
Yes, you do.
And yeah. Mm-hmm.
And let me and we have a little special minor deal announcement on that, is that this is one of those weird ones that will be on my channel only. The Campaign of Maps and Anamar will be on the Lord Gazumba channel because of the time slot conversion. And then we will raid into the 9, which Carlos was talking about earlier. Oh, we got a little special guest coming in. Wants to make an announcement.
Perfect. Yep.
Oh no.
Yay.
Oh my.
Jeff.
Hello.
How are you, Jeff? You're muted.
You're muted, dude. Come on,
You're
amateur.
supposed to be a different color.
You're still muted. You got
You're
muted.
still
There you go.
muted.
There you
There
go.
we go. I don't use Zoom a whole lot, so I forget it. Auto mute you. No, I figured everybody. I saw everybody like ganging up and giving Duff crap. So I figured I'd come in and try to help
You need
Duff.
to.
And help out. Thanks a
Yeah.
lot. Okay. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
He's the one that's going to make his hair. She's going to make his beard rainbow now.
So
Apparently,
explain what happened last year, Jeff, and what's going to happen this year.
well, last year we got brought on to help out with. I mean, it was one of those things where it's like, hey, do you want to be a part of? It took like not even half a second to be like, well, yeah, why not?
Mhm.
You know, great. I mean, why wouldn't you want to be a part of it? So Mech 45 and myself were like, hey, you know what? You know, hell with it. Jay, you meet your goal, we'll dye our hair and stuff like purple. Because Twitch is purple and all that. You know, why not? And it's easier to find than, the Gasumba coloring scheme.
Right.
Well, I shaved my head because the hair went from here to here after military. So I was like, I'll do my beard and Josh will dye his hair purple.
And I don't know if I can. I'm going to see if I can find it while you're talking. So
Yeah.
you had to
take
throw.
very long. It
Yeah.
didn't take very long for me and Josh to kind of watch the streams and go, crap, we're going to have to go ahead and start getting this dye because this is happening. And then Jay asked if I was going to be participating at all in this year's event. And I was like, well, of course. And I played in Duff's game. And he said, is the beard up for grabs? And I go, oh, absolutely, man.
Awesome.
And then I think it was during Blue Box's game, you upped it from 5 to 6K. And I was like, well, oh boy, here we go. I better start going ahead trying to find that purple dye now. So
Yeah, and that's when I was so happy that when we went into our stream, we had 5,300. That's where we were. So we were already over it. And I was like, we should get 6,000, no problem tonight. And then boom, 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 boom. And I was like, I didn't want to keep on upping it at that point and just see what we surpassed. And then 10,000, it's so wonderful. So
Yep.
yeah, it is going. Yeah. Hey man, so it's the snowball. Twitch has this weird snowball effect. I don't know what's going on, man, with Twitch. It's just like people start flooding in and just start talking, and that's what happens. Who knows what's going on? So but Jeff, thanks, man. I just want to say thanks for doing the dye thing, and you need the pictures and all, and I'll throw them up and all very shortly. So
We will make sure it happens.
yeah, that's
Awesome.
awesome.
it'll happen.
Awesome. So I forget what my topic was. What was my question? Oh, we're doing GaryCon. GaryCon stuff. GaryCon stuff. So Jimmy, Jeff, what are you doing for the Greyhawk channel for GaryCon?
Other than helping Duff and Matt out do things, because Duff is not going to be busy at all for the month leading up to GaryCon or that weekend. He asked if I would run the Fane of the Drow module to close out. I think it's Saturday.
Here it is. Yep. And here comes
Events.
Saturday night's events. Fane of the Drow. Yep. There you are. Midnight Central, 1 a.m. Eastern. And there's
Oh, boy,
sign-ups
I
for it. There's sign-ups for it.
Was that the 3rd edition Fane of the Drow?
Yeah, it's the one he's
yeah.
giving away. Yep.
Yeah,
Very
absolutely.
Yeah, I just converted it into Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah. So,
So,
that game is up, and there are sign-ups for it, Jeff. Correct? You may have a
believe
couple
so.
regular people, and you have some sign-ups.
Now that he's
I
got it
believe
finally entered,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
Hey,
Josh can tell
I had
us
to
how
shoot
many
that.
sign-ups.
Does
are.
he? I didn't see it.
So, Siren, that'll be, remember, these will all be streamed on GaryCon Greyhawk, unless there's a different color code. There may be some dual streaming going on, but it'll all be on the GaryCon Greyhawk channel. We'll all have it all hosted on our channel so you can find it. Don't worry. There'll be a lot of communication coming up. We have 26 events All right. Now, so I really appreciate you picking up that late night there. I mean, that's going to go to like 5 o'clock in the morning. So, to finish up, yeah, it'll be a blast.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun.
We have
You'll probably be able to finish it where I didn't. So
Yeah, the best thing is about usually being like the last event in the night and everything like that.
You don't have to
is-
worry about it. Time.
Yeah, it's like, oh, if it takes us 6 hours to finish it, we'll go till we finish or until the DM passes out on camera. So I mean,
Yeah, and that's a great thing that I'm excited. So I'm gonna throw out a little request here, and you must do Greyhawk content. You must be an affiliate, and you must be someone that I know I can trust you, of course, because I'm Paranoid SOB. I have one open slot for the entire con. I have 10 a.m. Central to 2 p.m. Central Thursday. I have open. Okay, it's the only time slot I have open. We have 24-hour coverage beside that. If you are interested out there and you're serious and you think you can handle it and you can meet time obligations, because this is on another channel, you please contact me. All right, Kayla. All right, Kayla, you and I will talk. All right, Kayla, we'll talk off channel tomorrow or Tuesday, and let's see. Yeah, you'd be great. You'd be great for it. All right, cool. Look at how easy that was. All right, very cool. So, and I know you were a good streamer, so I don't have to worry. So, wow, look at that. Asking ye shall receive. So we'll get another new stream channel
And
in
that
there.
took forever.
Are we streaming any of the Greyhawk
Awesome.
Reborn games?
No, because they don't want to. They don't want to stream, and plus there's no time slots open.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
They don't stream. It's a different thing, Josh. They don't stream, so we
I know,
don't.
but
All right, you know what? Yeah.
I'm not saying we. I'm saying maybe somebody might. If any Greyhawk Reborn folks are on, paying attention, that might be fun. Get the word out a little bit, because if any of you got to play in virtual Greyhawk Con, one of those Greyhawk Reborn games, they were fun.
Stop giving me work. If
Yes.
they're gonna
Yes.
channel now, I'm
Josh
gonna-
is a tech guy. He doesn't understand how the realities of streaming are, so that's okay.
It's easy.
So
It's easy if I'm not doing it.
games I have signups for myself personally. All right, games you can sign up for to play in my games. Horror in the Hools Part 1 is Friday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern. Okay, all right, 8 a.m. my time. Yes, I am a glutton for punishment. All right, I'm gonna be there. I got so many other things going on. Anna and I have a 1-hour show every night. It's only gonna be on my channel because of scheduling, from midnight Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, to about 1 a.m. called Greyhawk After Dark Chat, where we have like a mini little Gabbin and we talk about the day's events. Kind of cool. All right, so we have them every night, and that's what you see Greyhawk After Dark. All
Yes,
right.
you are a glutton for punishment.
I am a glutton for punishment. I am.
Yep.
I am. The grand.
Imagine how you will be the last day of Gary Con.
Yes, my wife is prepared. Great. All right, so
Plates, guys, be ready for that.
the Grand Joust of Competition of Altamira has 4 sign-up spots, 4 general and tabletop events. I will be providing you the characters. You can participate in a really cool chainmail-based joust. You may get knocked out in the first round, but who cares? It's still going to be fun. And it's going to be a competition down to the champion of the Grand Joust of this free city of Altamira. Previous champions will be there rooting you on. Our herald, the ever-mysterious Tim, will be doing the announcements for everyone.
Indeed,
Awesome.
I shall.
Yes.
Mm.
Just
that's gonna be
and
amazing.
remember when he came through that door dressed up and gave me the shield? You never know what you're
Right.
going to get from the ever mysterious Tim.
Or
So,
the video, the mongrels.
Oh, yes.
Putrid tongue
Yes.
video.
Who knows?
who knows?
Make
Absolutely.
it a mongrel, Harold.
No.
That'd be-
There's no mongrels in Altamira. So only where you.
Not yet. That's
not
a
yet.
future adventure.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So Sunday.
I've only just I've been tossing up how much work do I want to do polishing armor before I show. So I'll just tell you that's what's going on in my head.
Go ahead, Casey. You got to roll. It's cool. Have a good one, man.
Good
Talk to
night,
you soon.
everyone.
See you, Casey.
Amazing
Night.
job,
See you, Casey.
everyone.
See you soon, man. I'll talk
And
to you
Jay,
soon.
congratulations on your effort towards the St. Jude's
Thank you.
Children's Research Hospital.
Thank you so
Yep.
very much. Vamp, I got
Yeah.
you for a VIP badge as well for 2 weeks. Vamp Wickman, gotcha. I have 80 VIP badges. I think I'm out of them. So next, Sunday, Horror in the Hools, 7 a.m., part 2. So I know Puckbadag wants to get in that because he's never played part 2. So there you go. And that is, yes, that is this. Both parts. The part I wrote and the part Carlos wrote. I'm actually going to DM the part Carlos wrote on that Sunday. Now, I want to talk about the last event that we have for Gary Con, and that is the Greyhawk Ask the Experts. And I'm not going to, all right, so it's all good. It's all going to be on Gary Con Greyhawk. It is the event where you can ask the experts any question you want. We did it during Virtual Greyhawk Con. It is the second largest stream I've ever had on average. By the way, last night was the third largest I've ever had on record. Last night was third. So number 1 was Luke and Eric Mona playing in Greyhawk Con. Here are the guests that are already confirmed. 90%. Gary Julian, Puffett Smedger's in. The Grow Dog, Alan Growy's in. Okay. Malden, Dennis Tetro is in.
Awesome.
Okay. 90%. The Master of the Deity, Eric Boyd. Okay. Wrote all those great books during that era. Eric Mona is coming back for that. Okay. Do we need other people? Oh, there you go. So we have 5 legends in, and we may add another one. Okay. Yes, you like that, Mike? So, yeah, that is what's going to happen for the finale event on the Gary Con Greyhawk channel that Sunday evening, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. All right, just and John will be coming right in from that. Before Will is earlier in the day. We're gonna have a great lineup. All right, I've talked enough. Are we good? Do we have any shout-outs or anything that we want to say, or we can go right into the drawings now? I've talked so much.
Go right into
the drawings.
I just
We
want to
held
say
everybody
one
on
more
long
thing. I just
enough.
wanna say one more
Yeah,
thing.
we've held everyone long enough. Let's do the drawings.
One more thing.
Yeah,
Just
There's always one more
over
thing.
40. There's over 50 something events over
Yes.
at Con.
Yes.
Go shop. Go look what's over there. If you've never been, check it out. They're so good. All right. Thank you. That's it.
So here's what I'm giving away.
Thank you, Josh.
Here's what I'm giving away.
I'm back in a minute.
No problem, Anna. You need to tell me, you need to claim it, and you need to tell me which one you want. All right? $25 Troller Games gift card, $25 Reaper Miniatures gift card, $25 Cobalt Press gift card, and one download set of the Crusader Journal that we gave away during the whole stream. This is another chance opportunity to get that. All right, that'll be the four options here. All right, we're giving away 4 items. That's 27 issues, all in PDF. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to close this out. Last call. Anyone else want to sign up? All right, let's do this. Watch, I'm going to hit the wrong freaking button. Crash it. Jeff, you know, you know how it is streaming. There's always something here. So.
Oh God, do I ever?
Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
Not that hard.
I know it's not that hard, but it's still all right.
I'm
It
joking.
may not be that easy.
Winner,
joking.
chicken dinner number 1.
So
Kai Brightwing. Kai, a regular. Kai, where are you? Kai's always on. Kai is always on. I know he's there. Kai, what do you want, Kai? Your call. Which one of the 4 do you want? You tell me. Tell me which one you want, Kai, and I'm going to draw the second one. Please, someone look out for that while I'm drawing this. All right. The Mandy. Which one do you think the Mandy would want there, Jimmy? Mandy Solano 1. I'm going to give it.
which one now?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Troller Games Reaper or Kobold?
Jeff.
Which one do you think Mandy would win? I'm giving it to her.
Reaper.
I would say probably Reaper would be your best.
That's what I'm
your
thinking.
Safest bet.
Okay.
Yeah, Reaper. Yeah.
Which one did Kai pick? Did Guy pick it?
Oh, he chose Reaper. Ha, shit.
Did he? Okay.
yeah.
No, wait. I have 2 Reapers. I'm gonna nix the Troller game one because I can. I have 2 Reapers to give. I can do that. I can do that. Mandy and Kai each get a Reaper. Got it. I can do that. Not a problem. All right. Good job. All right. Next one. 3rd winner. Michael Zudrak. Nice, Mike. Which one do you want? You want the Cobalt Press or do you want the Crusader Journal compilation? There you go, Mike. Which one? Zudrak 576. You just tell me. Your choice. Cobalt Press $25 or the Crusader Journal. And let me do the last winner. And then who are we going to raid into tonight? We're raiding the Sorrow's Tale. We'll raid into Galgar. Cobalt. Okay, so the last winner will get the Crusader Journal. Okay, and it's a great download. So you need to go to the the Troll Game Store, put it in your cart, that PDF, and then when you check out, put the code in, and it'll give it to you for free. Here we go. Last winner, Daka Flocka Flame. Awesome. Daka Flocka Flame. Daka Flocka. All right. Got it. See how easy that was? All right. One last thing. Thank you. I'm so humbled by this whole thing. It was fantastic. Please keep the community growing. Please participate. Find a channel you like. Watch them. Assist them. There's plenty of us. You know, like I said, there's some taste for everyone. 20,000 for next. Josh, don't even go there, man. Oh my God, you're gonna make my head explode, man. So we got 10, and let's see what.
Man,
You know,
the
I'm not
rate
gonna.
has been going over the last couple of years. That's possible.
You're absolutely right, because we may get more and more big names coming in with Eric, and maybe Luke would have been in, but he had maneuvers this weekend.
He's got maneuvers, yeah.
Yeah,
Sure
that's
does.
the only reason Luke didn't play. All right, so Sunday, Legends of Lore Sunday. Under the Yellow Sails, it's going to be talking about the Slavers, Jimmy. The Slavers. Your group may want to watch it Wednesday night. I'm going to give you all the information I have about the what some things that have happened and some things that in the future that happen. So maybe they want to. Maybe not. I don't know. I better give away too much.
Yeah, it depends what you're talking about. Are you going to be giving away what goes on in the module?
I'm going to stay away from that, but I might talk about the original leadership. Is that okay?
But I don't mind.
Okay.
If they won't use that.
I'm not going to go over what happens in A1 to A4. I may tell you where. I may tell you it takes place in Highport or something
yeah,
like
they have
that.
a bunch
but,
of
yeah.
locations and stuff.
Yeah.
But
They can learn that. That's fine.
Yeah, we
That'll
can
help them
avoid-
discover what they're doing. That's
Cool, Wu-Tang. That's awesome, man. That's good. Definitely. And then Thursday night we finish up. Our wonderful Verdant Rage. I don't know what our topic is next Sunday. I couldn't think that far ahead. All right, let's raid into Galgar. Thank you all for a wonderful night once again, and thank you all the guests. Thank you all the DMs. Thank you all the donators. Thank you all those who participated. Thank you all who made this my life. Has enriched my life by everything we've done here. So
yeah.
And Jay, thank you for organizing.
Exactly. Thank you
Good
for
job.
organizing
Absolutely,
this.
man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mr. J, awesome job.
thank you. All right, see you in a couple nights.
Get
We'll see you Wednesday night on my channel, but there's content going on a lot of other streams, so we'll see you soon.
Check out that
Jay's gonna hit the wrong button, the wrong button, the wrong button. Thank you for hanging in there as we went along tonight. We're gonna raid into Galgar. Let me set that up.
I was trying, Josh, to get there. I was going to talk about everything.
Josh.
It's Josh.
Oh, it's awesome.
Every time I log into Discord, he's gone on a diatribe for
Sorrow's Tale. We're raiding into Sorrow's Tale. That's Galgar. Sorrow's Tale. Okay.
Quit.
I'm helping. I'm helping.
Is that what you think?
Everybody else. We're all helping.
75. That's awesome. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See you soon. Bro. Let me end this. Thank you, everyone.
Yep.